coverage proudly brought to you by Davis Crushed Stone, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Denny's Carpet, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage, Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services, Prosser Career Education Center. Get ready for the excitement, the rivalries, and the hometown pride. It's Real Country 96.9 WKLO, your home for local sports.
The winter weather has settled in across southern Indiana, but it has not stopped us from coming back to basketball. And tonight, the boys get a chance to take the floor for the first time for many teams in a week. Good evening, and thank you for tuning into our boys basketball broadcast here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming online at WKLO969.com, on the WKLO 96.9 YouTube channel, and on your Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO. We hope you're having a great Friday night. Hopefully you're staying warm wherever you're listening to us tonight. Alongside our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play story. Come on in for this gathering of family, friends, and fans. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds that are coming from your device wherever you're listening tonight. It is a matchup between two local rivals as the Ron Smith rivalry is back on tonight. Homecoming night here in Ramsey, Indiana tonight. The West Washington Senators, ranked number 13 in Class A with a 12-3 record, enter the Cougar Den tonight to take on the North Harrison Cougars here inside the Cougar Den on the campus of North Harrison High School here in the town of Ramsey. West Washington having one of their best seasons in a while. You actually have to go back 9 years to find the last time the Senators got off to a start like this, going back to the 2016-17 season when the Senators won a sectional championship and fell in the regional to New Washington that year, coming off of the semi-state run the year before. Incidentally, it's been 10 years since West Washington made that big run all the way to the semi-state round, coming up just a couple baskets short of making it to the state finals that year under former head coach Sean Smith, who, of course, is now the athletic director and head boys basketball coach at Eastern. This version of the Senators is one of the most unselfish and balanced teams that has taken the floor in Campbellsburg for quite some time. This West Washington team is a very junior-centric bunch. They're 12-3 coming into this matchup tonight, and they are a team that has a ton of balance. They typically play a 7-man rotation, and among those 7, they average a range between 5.5 and 13 points per game on the season. There are 2 double-digit scorers on this team, and Holden Russell, the 6-foot junior at guard, he is the point guard of this team, averaging a team-high 13 points to go with 4 rebounds and just a tick under 7 assists per game. He's also the leader in steals at 2.7 on the season for this Senator team. Not only that, he's also tied for the team lead in blocked shots, along with 6'7" junior Nevin Mars for this team. The other double-digit scorer is Nash Abels at 6'3" and a junior. Abels is averaging 12.5 points per contest. He's been a consistent scorer, but as you'll hear from the head coach of the Senators, Ashton Menton, they've had a bunch of guys who have led them in scoring this year. You go down the list a little further, Mars, as mentioned before, he has 8 blocks, but he's also averaging 8.2 points to go with 3 rebounds per contest. And then Colton Brown, a 6-foot junior who will be playing out on the wing. He's averaging 7.7 points and 3.9 rebounds per game. The Senators average 61 points per game and allow 50.3 per contest. They bring a 6-game win streak into this building tonight, and also they've won 8 of their last 9 overall. The last time they lost, you have to go back to 27 days ago when they lost to Trinity Lutheran at home in overtime, 62-58. The Senators since have reeled off road wins at Perry Central and Rock Creek Academy. They have home wins over conference rival Springs Valley and the Patoka Lake Athletic Conference, South Central of Elizabeth, and then they got road wins at Medora and Mitchell last week before playing this matchup here tonight. The Senators do have an afternoon game with Lanesville coming up tomorrow and a makeup game that was supposed to be played last night. The Senators are much more balanced. They have many weapons out on the floor offensively, and they've been a much more disruptive team defensively throughout the season as well. They played in the same tournament as North Harrison did back in December up at Mitchell in the Cement City Classic. The Senators lost to Lagodi in the opening game before beating Rock Creek Academy and Mitchell to wrap up tournament play. So they finished in 3rd place as North Harrison won that tournament. Meantime, the Cougars are going to be playing for the first time in a week tonight. They won at Lanesville, had a great effort on the road last week. jumped out to a 10-0 lead and never really looked back at Lanesville, going on to win 60-39 in a game that had no ties, no lead changes. The Cougars led by as much as 22 points, and it was a well-rounded effort from this team as well. They forced Lanesville into 21 turnovers. The Cougars had 13 steals in that contest. They were also able to disrupt Lanesville in the half court as well, and did a great job really locking down on this team all the way around. Their top two scorers, Nolan Pierce and Aiden Lieber, had 27 of the team's 39 points, but nobody else could really get anything going as the Cougars went on to win handily. Logan Hune had a really nice night with 17 points. Corey Burson put up 13. He had three who scored 7, and Talon Lewis, Bryce Fessel, and Dawson Sen, and then Caden Hain, who had 6 points tonight as well. Sen, the homecoming king, he was just named that a few minutes ago, along with Grace Goldman, who was homecoming queen. And the Cougars are going to be looking to their seniors tonight, but they're also going to be looking to their role players in the lower classes, like sophomore Garrett Tucker, along with Burson as well out there on the floor. Talon Lewis, those guys expected to make plays. North Harrison has to continue to defend at a high level as they've been doing as of late, and they will have to find a way to lock down this West Washington team that has been showing that they are capable of putting up points in bunches this season. Should be a fun matchup tonight. I had the chance to talk to both head coaches. I talked with West Washington head coach Ashton Menton and North Harrison head coach Ross Schultz. You'll hear from both coaches after the break. Hear from the Cougar Den and Ramsey on homecoming night. This is the Davis Crush Stone pregame show. Davis Crush Stone, located at 8605 Big John Road in DePaul. For all of your crushed stone, lime, and aggregate needs, call Davis Crush Stone at 812-347-2707. You're listening to coverage of North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Living with arthritis or an autoimmune condition can be tough, and at Harrison County Hospital, they're here to help, and they're excited to welcome Rachel Waite, APRN, the newest rheumatology specialist. Rachel takes the time to listen, create a treatment plan just for you, and give the support you need to feel your best. Ready to take the next step toward relief? Call her today at 812-734-3800 or learn more at hchin.org/rheumatology. Harrison County Hospital, celebrating 75 years of caring for our community.
Continue along with our Davis Crush Stone pregame show here on 96.9 WKLO as West Washington travels here to North Harrison tonight to take on the Cougars. And joining us now is Ashton Minton, West Washington head coach, as the Senators get ready for their first game in about a week now, just like the Cougars. And we'll get to the matchup here momentarily. But Ashton, here you are in year 2 at West Washington. I know last year was a struggle with illness and other things that happened with the team. So what's the biggest difference to you between year 2 and year 1 with the Senators so far?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of experience, from my point of view and from the kids' point of view. Last year, they lost about 90% of the scoring, 90% of the rebounding, and that's kind of the task that we had to work with a little bit. And we had, all kinds of close games. I think there was 11 or 12 by 2 possessions or less. And anytime you have young kids out there, they can either freak out a little bit or they can learn from it. And I think the difference between year 1 and year 2 is we've really learned from that. Had a really good summer and just really working on those things of how to close out a game or how to just play with the lead and just really get in the rhythm a little bit and know each other. So the biggest thing I think is experience from, my shoes and theirs as well. And it's just all starting to click a little bit.
And also, too, Ashley, we talked about it last year with the young team adjusting to the varsity and even the JV level, the speed and the physical play at that level. It seems like these guys have adapted to that a lot easier this year.
Yeah, definitely. They've been putting in the work, in APE and the summer workouts. They've been really working hard. All our kids' numbers in the weight room are really starting to go up. And that's all credit to the AP program there with Mr. Nance, Coach Lowry, and the football program there. Credit to those guys, but, credit to our guys, too, for working hard and busting their butt in the weight room. They can go in the weight room and just, be there, or they can go in and work, and those kids are starting to do that. So it's really starting to relate, and it's good to see that it's relating on the court as well.
And, of course, too, you look at leadership. You have 3 seniors I see on your roster, but you have a huge junior class, too. So who have you been looking to for leadership on this team this year?
I think it's a little bit everybody, really. Depending on the night, we were talking as coaches, depending on the night, you don't know who's going to lead us in scoring. And that doesn't go with leadership. But, it's on any given night they know their roles, and that's what's really special about this team is all of them know their roles. All of them pick each other up. They're a really close group, and that's when it gets really special and really fun to coach as well.
Well, and I was going to say too, if you have a team that's close like that and they get along not just on the court but off the court, it really does go a long way. It helps you all as coaches, makes the transition seamless more for you guys too.
Yeah, definitely. Every day you're telling these kids, especially this week, you gotta get home. You gotta get home before dark, before this, freezes back over, and all these kids are trying to go together. They're trying to go eat out every night after practice all together, and that's just whenever, again, it just gets really special, and it relates on the court as well.
And two, look at your numbers this year. You guys have a lot of balance on this team in your 7-man rotation between 5.5 and 13 points per game. So it really has been pick your poison with your guys this season, the way it looks.
Yeah, definitely. Holden and Nash are our leading scorers by far pretty easily. But then all those other guys just know when to throw it in. When they have an off night, Holden or Nash, those other guys step up, and that's when like I was saying, we looked yesterday and I think we've had 6 or 7 guys that have led us in different games. So when one guy's down, the other guy picks each other up, and that's again what's so special about this group. Any of these guys can go for 20 a night, all 7 of them, and that's just whenever it gets really hard to guard and really hard to scout.
Well, and on the defensive end of the floor, where have you seen the team take the biggest strides on that side of the floor this year?
I would definitely say physicality and rebounding. That has been a big issue last year, and that's what we focused on all week long, every single day at practice. And this North Harrison team's going to be very physical and rebound really well, so we knew coming in, we're going to have to really be physical and rebound the ball. And that's kind of what we've been doing, a little bit better defensively.
Well, of course, not playing for a week. Obviously, one of your big concerns is conditioning coming into tonight. And so how much time have you been able to get in coming into tonight, considering the weather we've had?
Yeah, we had 2 days of practice. We were very thankful of having Wednesday. We didn't know what we were going to get, and that's been our motto all week long, all year long was control what we can control. We can't control the weather, so we had to deal with what we had to deal with, and we kind of used that, got up and down a lot on Wednesday, and then really focused on North Harrison on Thursday. So, yeah, definitely 2 days of practice. Getting in the gym, just getting the shots up, getting the basketball back in our hands. So hopefully, we can be ready to go tonight.
Well, as far as your matchup with North Harrison tonight, you kind of alluded to their physical play and the way they've been performing this year. As you look at their team coming in, what stands out to you about the Cougars, Ashton?
Yeah, they're really good in the paint. If they get in the paint, they do some really, really good things. Offensively, they have a couple of shooters we got to cover, whether we're in zone or man. We got to find those guys, no open looks, because when they're open, it's going in. And then, again, just I think the biggest thing is just keeping out of the paint. They get in the paint, really good things happen for them, whether they're scoring in the paint, getting fouled, or kicking out for 3. And then, especially defensively, they're keeping us out of the paint. They're keeping really good teams out of the paint. With our pack line defense, we got to find the matchups we want and not go one-on-one a lot. We got to move the ball. We got to cut hard. Set good screens tonight.
And, of course, you've seen this looking at their roster and looking at what you saw from last year, too. They have a lot of guys back. One of the more experienced teams you're going to see this year.
Yeah, I think so. Them and Bailey, I think, are the all senior-led teams that we're going to play this year. And, they kind of are very similar in aspects a little bit of just their physicality and the rebounding purposes. So we got to treat this game just like that one, and we got to come out a little bit better start. And that's going to be the biggest thing. The weather's been a factor, and a lot of people have been inside. So I expect a pretty big crowd here at homecoming and all week long being off. So we're going to have a really good response to the crowd and the energy and the atmosphere here.
Well, as far as the health of your team goes coming in, I know last year it was kind of a just try to figure out who was here and who wasn't, but it's a little different this year. So is your team good to go as far as that goes tonight?
Yeah, everything's good. We had a couple of illnesses late last week, but as we were talking, this week actually kind of helped us out a little bit to keep those guys away from each other. Everything, knock on wood, no injuries, so hopefully we can keep that up tonight.
Sounds good. Ashton, thank you so much for taking the time for the talk. You and the Senators have a good game here at North Harrison tonight.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, that's Ashton Benton, head coach of the West Washington Senators. He joined us here in our Davis Crushstone pregame show. Stay with us. We've got Ross Schultz coming up after the break as you're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Morgan's Auto Salvage has been serving the community for many years and have been in the car business since 1984. Morgan's Auto Salvage has late model car, truck, and now carrying semi-truck parts. Can't find a part? With Nationwide Locator, you can find any part you need for your car, truck, or semi. Located on North State Road 37 in Paoli, Indiana. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Check out their Facebook page at Morgan's Auto Salvage. For questions, call 812-723-2121. Let Morgan's Auto Salvage experience go to work for you.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
Our Davis Crushstone pregame show keeps rolling along here on 96.9 WKLO. North Harrison hosting West Washington on homecoming night tonight. Also a local rivalry matchup between the two teams. And we'll get to that here in a few moments with North Harrison head coach Ross Schultz. The Cougars playing their first game in a week tonight, and once again back to a single game weekend. And Ross, last week at Lanesville, the team did a really nice job on the road, got off to a good start. That's always something you want to emphasize when you play in a tough place like Lanesville, and it seemed like that really helped the guys settle in pretty quickly.
I think so. It's important wherever you're playing, but you're right, especially on the road, if you can take the crowd out early, which we did, and then just kind of go from there with it. But, yeah, anytime we start hot, we end up doing pretty well.
Well, and, of course, you guys were playing on their homecoming night, so they had a huge crowd and a really nice atmosphere there at Lanesville. And the fact that you guys got that stability and kind of forced them into some tough shots early while you guys got into a rhythm offensively, it seemed to help you guys a lot.
Yeah, looking back on the film, I think that first quarter, even the whole first half, is one of our better full half defensive efforts. There was a few breakdowns, but literally one or two that we found. So that's really good. If we can keep doing that, we could get a lot of wins here at the end.
No doubt. Well, and, of course, limiting Nolan Pierce was a big thing, too. You guys sent a lot of different bodies at him and really made him have to make some tough decisions. And it seemed like that really kind of threw Lanesville's team out of rhythm, especially early on.
Yeah, they've got their two really good scorers, him and Lieber, and we tried to take them away, and then they got a couple other guys, but it's just tough for them. If we can shut them down, then it's really hard, and we limited them to one shot. That's a big key for us, and we did that in the first half.
Looking back at the stats overall, Ross, you have forced them into 21 turnovers. 13 of those were steals. You guys only had 8 turnovers. That certainly stands out as a huge stat for you guys in that win.
Definitely. It always is, and it hasn't always been on our side. So if we can do that, then we're in good shape.
And you guys were also able to get a few deflections and kind of disrupt their offense a little bit. Your communication has been getting better defensively, and it seems like everybody's really been buying into the defensive end here, especially the last couple of weeks.
It seems like, yeah, we're communicating well. You're right. Our press is working at times, and that's always good. We just have to get back and get in our good half-court man like we like to do, and we did a good job that night.
And also, too, for Logan, especially as an individual, I know he's been coming off the bench and he started that game, but he seemed like he finally started to get some good shots in the offense. Guys were looking for him, and he was able to kind of establish himself there.
Yeah, I think he found some good rhythm. He got some good going to the basket buckets, which he can do pretty well, and get to the free throw line. He's a great free throw shooter, and I think he went 5 or 6 that night, and he was upset at himself for missing that one. It's good to see him getting some sort of rhythm.
And that, too, also with him getting the way he was, getting into a rhythm offensively, it seemed like it opened up things for other guys. It seems like the rest of the guys really got confident offensively, too.
Yeah, they did. They started that way. You had Lewis and Sin knocking down threes to begin. But, yeah, when we can spread it out, spread the action, it seems like we're a lot tougher to guard, as you can imagine.
Yeah, and obviously, too, with your younger guys, that seems like it's given them a lot of confidence, too, throughout the year. They're able to play in their roles a lot more with those older guys, with your seniors able to play in their roles the way they have been.
Yeah, I think you've seen a good meshing with Lewis in person and Tucker just coming in there and doing what they need to do, and the seniors trust them, and you can see it. We're unselfish ball club. We got to keep that up.
No doubt. Well, of course, you guys didn't get to play Saturday, much like a lot of others did too. But you also, like everybody else, also missed a lot of time in the gym this week, so that had to be tough. But at the same time, you had guys that were under the weather that needed to get healed up themselves too.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. It's one positive. At least they're home isolated. They can recoup, get healthy. But, yeah, we finally got into the gym for practice on Wednesday, so we got 2 practices in. Not great practices, but at least we're in the gym.
That, too, that's something we talked about with the girls' coaches yesterday, too, Ross, was the conditioning being a huge concern with that because there's really not much you can do being outside with the weather the way it's been. And that certainly has an effect on the team in that way as well.
Yeah, the temperature's way too cold. You're not going to be able to get out and do much. And, of course, you weren't able to travel to the gym or anything. So they were excited to be back. But, of course, yeah, they had a rough practice a little bit with the conditioning. But they were fine. And at least we got 2 days in, so we should be ready to go.
Well, of course, tonight you turn your attention to West Washington. And, of course, this a matchup that traditionally in years past has been pretty competitive over the years. This team's been playing well so far this year. So as you look at your matchup with the Senators, what stands out to you with this team you're going to be facing tonight?
They're a very good ball club. They're a lot like us where they can, any given night, 2, 3, 4 guys can come out and really score for them. So you got to watch out for multiple options. They're a junior-laden team, but those guys have played for a while, so they're very experienced in that regard. Good guards. They got the big guy down low that's come a long way, so there's a lot to worry about with them.
Well, and of course, too, you look at the perimeter with Holden Russell, the way he's been playing for them this year as their point guard, and then you also throw in guys like Colton Brown and Hayden Morrow, so they've definitely got some depth out there, some guys who can definitely make some plays for them.
Yeah, you can't just key on Abels or Russell. You have to, but then there's other guys to worry about. So it's got to be a team defensive effort to play these guys.
And one thing I've noticed, too, is they're very balanced. All 7 guys who play in their normal rotation average between about 6 to 13 points, so they definitely have kind of a pick-your-poison aspect to them.
That's right. You know, a lot of the good teams, that's how they do it. You can see their record. They're a good ball club. And scouting them, they have a ton of sets. I got about 6 or 7, said, okay, that's enough. We can focus on these and try to do it. So we got to communicate, like you said, and do well. They cut hard, they post hard. So there's a lot of positives that we got to be ready for.
And defensively, what are you expecting to see out of these guys tonight?
Yeah, they play a lot of man-to-man. They'll throw a 2-3 zone at us as well. They kind of extend it and get after you. So they're a good defensive team. We got to run our stuff, not get too quick in the half court. Of course, we love to push the pace when we can. Let's settle in and run our stuff, and I think we can get some good looks.
As far as the team goes tonight, health-wise, everybody available, ready to go tonight?
Yeah, we're all back and ready to go.
Sounds good. Ross, as always, we appreciate the time for the talk. You and the Cougars have a good game here on homecoming night with West Washington tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks for being here, David.
All right, Ross Schultz joining us here in our Davis Crushstone pregame show. Stay tuned. We've got the starters coming up after the break as you're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visitors, the Class A number 13 West Washington Senators at 12-3. They will go with a 4-guard lineup tonight. Holden Russell at 6 foot and a junior will start in the backcourt. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2.7 steals per game. In the backcourt with him will be the 6-foot junior guard Brady Rosenbaum. He's averaging 6.4 points per game. The third guard is Hayden Morrow, 5'11" and a senior, 5.5 points, 4 rebounds per game. The fourth guard is Colton Brown at 6 foot and a junior. He is averaging 7.7 points with 4 rebounds. And Nash Abels at 6'3" and a junior will be the forward, averaging 12.5 points and 3.7 rebounds. The Senators average 61 and give up 50.3 on average. Head coach Ashton Minton is in year 2, and their record is 19-19 with him as head coach. They're 12-3 on the season. For North Harrison at 6-8 on the year, averaging 56.8, giving up 59.4. They'll start Caden Hain, 5'11" and a senior at point guard, 5.4 points, 4.2 assists per game. Talon Lewis, the leading scorer, 6'1" junior, 10.7 points per game. The third guard let's go to the forwards. Dawson Sen, 6 foot and a senior, 7.6 points per game. Bryce Fessel, 5'11 and a senior, the other forward at 5 points per game. And Logan Hune, the third guard, the 5'10 senior, averaging 10 points per game. Head coach Ross Schultz is in his third year at his alma mater, North Harrison. Their record is 14-45. The Cougars are in the home white uniforms tonight. Blue letters and numbers, North above the number, Harrison below the number. Gray trim around the collar and the shoulders, blue field on the shoulders, blue stripe flanked by gray going down both sides of the short on the jersey. Cougars and blue letters on the backside. A backdoor play. Hain connecting with Lewis, left wing to right block for the game's opening basket. On a layup there, the Cougars also have Cougars and blue letters across the back of the uniform above the number with the block NH in blue on the left side of the shorts. West Washington in possession. They're going away from us here at the east balcony here inside the Cougar Den. It's Brady Rosenbaum with it, left wing, top of the key to Holden Russell. Left wing now to Colton Brown. The junior gives it back to Rosenbaum in the left corner. He'll circle around, kick it back out to Brown for a three, and he misses that one front of the rim. Caden Hain gets in to grab the rebound for North Harrison. They come toward us here in this first half. Lewis with it left wing out to Fessel. To Sen in the corner. Dawson holds it now and kicks it back out to Bryce at the volleyball line. To Hain at the half-court circle around to Lewis right wing. Man-to-man defense to start for the Senators. Bounce pass to Hume, top of the key, around to Hain. Three, left wing is up. It rims off front to back, and the rebound to Nash Abels of West Washington under the basket. Up the floor to Russell right side, to Rosenbaum in front of the Senator, or front of the Cougar bench, I should say, to Brown left side, back out to the wing now to Hayden Morrow, a 5'11 senior and the lone senior among the starters tonight. Russell gets it on the handoff, drives it to the right side. Looks baseline, nothing there. Tries to throw it out to Brown. He saves it from going over and back at half court. Back to Russell right side to Brown straight away. Left corner down to Brady Rosenbaum. He'll take one dribble, pass it off to Morrow. He'll slide it around right side now. With it is Abels. Drives it, pitches it out to Morrow in the corner up to the wing. Nice job by Bryce Fessel to stand his ground. Back to Russell, top of the key. Long possession, a pass back door. Brown not open. Lewis got his foot in there, and Talon forces the Senators to have to reset on the inbound.
Good basketball game so far.
Cougars really
Playing
digging
hard.
in defensively so far.
Playing really hard defensively.
Inbound to Morrow between the circles to Rosenbaum left wing down to Russell above the corner. He'll slide it out to the volleyball line. Senators in the road gray uniforms with the white numbers and the blue letters. Senators in tall letters across the front of the uniform above the number. Blue stripes flanked by red on both sides. Brown gets it at the free throw line, tries to lob it to Abels inside, but the ball is knocked away. Dawson Sen with the deflection and the steal. Bryce Fessel up floor to Caden Hain. Drives by his defender, gets to the basket. Layup no good. Abels influenced it. Sen reverse layup. Put back won't go. Rebound gets loose, and Rosenbaum comes out of there with it in the left corner. Only for Hume to knock him down. Logan doesn't like the call. He'll get the foul here, though. That'll be his first, and that will be the first on the Cougars here tonight inside the Cougar Den on homecoming night. Hain and Sen both missing on this end. Cougars up 2-0. 5:34 remaining here in the first quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Senators also the blue stripes flanked by red on both sides, blue around the bottom of the shorts, and got a foul in the lane again. This one I think will go on Bryce Fessel. Rosenbaum cutting across the lane there. Senators also have the Senator Sam head on the left side of the shorts below the hip. The foul is on Bryce Fessel in the paint. That's going to be the first on the senior and the second now on the Cougars here tonight. Inbound, down low to Abels, or Brown actually. Colton misses that one point blank from the right side. Rebound to North Harrison. Payne pushes the tempo. Right side, takes it baseline, wraps around out to the left corner to Sen for a three. Misses front of the rim. Fessel there for the rebound. Put back, no good. Abels had the rebound. A late whistle comes in, and another foul is going to be whistled here on North Harrison. This will be 3 fouls now with 5:08 to go here in the first quarter of play, and that's 2 now on Bryce Fessel. So the Cougars mounting some foul trouble here in the early going. Unfortunately, they average 17 per game, which is one of the higher numbers in the area. Brady Rosenbaum across midcourt, walks it there, gives it to Morrow. Almost didn't catch it left side, but comes away with it as Hain guards him on the left perimeter. Pass over right side to Russell, takes it down toward the basket, gets inside, off the glass and good around Talon Lewis. First 2 of the night for the Senators. And they tie it at 2-all. 4:43 to go first quarter. First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Up the floor now, Hain with it to the right wing to Lewis. Talon takes a couple of dribbles, takes it left side. Ball gets poked away and stolen. Rosenbaum goes the other way with it, drives it right side, lays it up and in off the glass for his first two of the night. Brady Rosenbaum gives the Senators the lead at 4-2 with 4:20 to go here in the first quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Senators staying man-to-man. Hain across the timeline right. Down to the corner to Dawson Sen. Vessel still on the floor. Hune gets it left side. He'll drive it to the right side of the paint. Gets caught up, then kicks it out to Hain left side. Baseline to Vessel, short corner. Bryce will back it out now to the arc. Straight away to Hain. Caden for three. Too strong back of the rim. Long rebound out to Brown just inside the arc on the left wing. Up the floor now. Kicks it left to right over to Russell on the left arc. 3:47 to go in the quarter. 4-2 Senators. Brown gets it out to Abels. Left corner three. Rims out. Back to front. Rebound to Hain. Up the floor to Hune. Takes it inside. Layup won't go. Off the left side, and Abels comes down with a rebound for the Senators. Up the floor now. It is Russell to Rosenbaum. He drives, but he steps out of bounds along that right baseline on the second R of Harrison. The turnover gives it back over to the Cougars. Holden Russell wide open under the basket there.
North Harrison has missed enough layups to be in the lead by quite a bit. They just can't get the ball to roll in tonight. I don't know.
They've missed 4 shots from close range. This could easily be a 6-point lead right now if they made all those layups. Senators go to the bench. They send Brown and Rosenbaum to the bench. Bryce Heischman, the transfer from Floyd Central, in there. And Evan Mars at 6'7" and a junior. Mars averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds. Heischman 6.5 points per game. Sen gets it to Lewis. He drives it down to the right corner, back out to Dawson on the wing, straight away to Hain, another three. This one's back of the rim again. Morrow on the left side of the basket is able to garner the rebound. Caden, a 29% three-point shooter. He's already 0 for 3 to start. Nice drive by Russell. Gave it up to Mars on the right block, but the Cougars poke it away and steal it. Sen has it. Dawson brings it across midcourt. Kicks it up to Garrett Tucker, who has joined the contest for Bryce Vessel. Garrett, a sophomore at 6 foot tall, has it on the right wing. Drives it short corner. Mars goes down. Tucker goes inside. Misses another point-blank shot off the back of the rim. And Mars gets the rebound for the Senators.
Wow. I don't know how many layups they can miss tonight.
That one was a 5-footer, and it was a teardrop with Mars on his back. Mars will be the tallest player on the floor tonight at 6'7". It's Russell kicking to Abels in the left corner from the top. Back to Russell straight away. He'll look left. He'll give it to Heischman. He fires a three, gets fouled, and hits the tray to go with it. Bryce Heischman is going to go to the line for a three-point play opportunity as the Senators have jumped out now to a 7-2 lead with 2:13 to go in the opening quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Foul will be the 4th on the Cougars in the quarter, and this one is going to be whistled on Caden Hain, his first of the night so far. Free throw coming up for Heischman. 70% on the season, 14 out of 20. He's actually a pretty decent three-point shooter at 33%. He'll get the one shot to make it a 6-point game here. He misses it off the right side of the rim. Corey Burson, who checked in during that last break, is the one who grabs the rebound for the Cougars on the right side. He's out there with Talon Lewis, Dawson Sen, Garrett Tucker, as well as Logan Hune. So Hain to the bench with Burson in there. Corey 6'4" and a junior. Tucker gets it inside, turns, gets the shot off the glass. Left side, it hit the right side of the rim, but he does draw a foul on Holden Russell of West Washington. And that foul on Russell is going to be his first, and that will actually be the first foul on the Senators tonight here on the road. 2 shots coming up here for Garrett Tucker. He has knocked down 74%, 17 out of 23 coming into tonight. First one on the way, left it off the front of the rim short. Since Talon Lewis got the opening basket, the Cougars have missed 9 consecutive shots.
That's the factor right there.
It's starting to affect the defense a little bit, too, as you would imagine. Tucker left the second one short. Burson able to get the rebound around Mars. Goes up. He can't get that one to go, but Corey Burson's going to get his chance to step to the stripe, and he'll get 2 shots after Tucker came up empty. Might be the first time Garrett's gone 0 for 2, or maybe the second time at worst this year. The foul on the Senators is going to be whistled against Hayden Morrow. That'll be his first, team second. 2 free throws now for Burson, 77% on the season, 13 out of 17. That one rims around, takes a couple of spins around the cylinder and goes down. Corey gets the Cougars back within 4 at 7-3. Rosenbaum and Brown back in, replacing Nash Abels as well as Hayden Morrow in the lineup. So it'll be Russell, Rosenbaum, as well as Mars, Brown, and Heischman on the floor for the Senators. Burson goes 2 for 2, buries the second free throw. 7-4 now. West Washington's lead down to 3 with 1:49 to go here in the opening quarter. Russell across the timeline over to Brown on the right side, from the left to the right. Rosenbaum on the wing, lobs it inside. Ball gets deflected, and Garrett Tucker comes up with it after Lewis knocked it away inside the right block. Tucker got it below the free throw line. Up the floor to Lewis, left wing. Lewis straight away to Dawson Sen. Takes it to the left side himself. Goes baseline under the basket. Kicks to the right corner to Tucker. Straight away, Hune. And he hits a three from the top of the arc. Logan Hune ties it up with that big tray. Second tie already, 7-all now, and with 1:15 to go in the quarter, the Cougars are right back in contention. Russell across the timeline with it at half court. Dishes it to Heischman on the right side. Dribbles down to the wing, out to Brown, right at the top of the key. Colton hands it off to Russell, top of the key. Holden Russell crosses over. Rob dribbles down inside the right arc, down to the block. Gets around Lewis, and he lays it in for his 4th point.
Good drive.
Holden Russell gives the Senators a 2-point lead, 9-7 with 48 seconds to go in the first quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Lewis to Hune, up top to Tucker, right wing to Lewis, down to Burson. One-on-one with Mars. Burson dribbled it off his leg, tried to save it from going out of bounds, but they say he lost it down there in the corner. The student section for North Harrison not crazy about that call as the Cougars give the Senators potentially the last shot of the quarter. 35 seconds now left in the quarter. Russell taking his time getting it across into the Senator front court. He'll hold it at the half-court circle. Russell with Lewis on him one-on-one. Ross Schultz trying to give the Cougars it. He's been dribbling all over the place, and Lewis finally steals it. Talon goes coast to coast, lays it up, couldn't get the layup. Rosenbaum hit him, and he could be called for an intentional foul because Lewis was airborne, and Rosenbaum really didn't make a play on the ball. He just pushed him. That's really a hard foul on the Senators. That's going to be the first on Brady Rosenbaum. That'll be the team's 3rd. He got away with 1 there, and Talon will go to the line for 2 shots. That was a nice job by Lewis, and really probably should have been a 5-second call on Holden Russell on the other end as well for the dribbling. He didn't go anywhere with it, really. Lewis will pick up his first free throw, knocks that one down for his 3rd point. The Cougars can tie it at 9, 12.4 seconds to go here in the opening quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Lewis' second free throw buries that. Cougars 4 out of 6 at the line, tie the game at 9-all. They're a 70% free throw shooting team on the season. Russell into the front court with it. Lewis one-on-one. Russell takes it left side, throws a pass at Burson, bats into the air. Mars comes down with it, throws it across the lane. Ball gets stolen to close out the first quarter. A chaotic sequence to close out the opening period here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey, where we're tied at 9 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Real country, pure country. 96.9 WKLO, Hardensburg, Corydon, Paoli.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Looking to update your floors? Denny's Carpet in Corydon has been your local expert for over 35 years. From cozy carpets to durable hardwoods and stylish vinyl, they have it all and at prices you love. With top-notch customer service and affordable options, they make it easy to transform your space. Plus, enjoy special discounts on select flooring. Stop by or call 812-738-8466 off Highway 62 in Corydon. Denny's Carpet, because they know quality and affordability matter.
9-9 at the end of one quarter of play as West Washington and North Harrison duke it out here on homecoming night here inside the Cougar Den in Ramsey, along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Senators with the basketball to start the second quarter. Hayden Morrow has it on the left wing, hands it behind him to Nash Abels, who's back in there. Top of the key to Rosenbaum, who takes it to the free throw line. Out to Russell, right wing, left side to Abels. Baseline to Rosenbaum in the short corner on the left. He'll dribble. He'll hand it off to Russell in the left corner. To the free throw line to Abels. The jumper is up, missed it front of the rim, and Garrett Tucker flies up to grab the rebound for the North Harrison Cougars. Up the floor, Sen with it, left baseline, falls down. Ball somehow trickled out to Corey Burson. Up to the wing to Hain, who's back in there. Burson drives baseline, pitches it out to Sen. Corner three, left side, too strong. Back rim, and Russell is there to get the rebound for the Senators. Up the floor now to Brown, and Colton Brown lays it up and in. Left side of the basket on the fast break. West Washington back in front, 11-9. 7:03 to go in the second quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Tucker with it, right wing, over to Hain, left side volleyball line. Sen gets it on the left wing to Fessel, left to the top of the key, down to the post to Burson. Back to Sen, inside to Corey. Contested turnaround shot, and he buries it from 10 feet away.
Nice shot.
Tough shot, too, with hands in the face. He had two guys on him there. Ties it at 11. Third tie of the night. 6:38 to go, second quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Morrow controls it front court left side up to Abels at the half-court circle. Rosenbaum has it right side. Left to the top of the key to Holden Russell. Russell with it up top over to Rosenbaum on the right. He'll pass it back up top to Nash Abels. Around to Brown. Colton has it on the left side. Takes it up top of the key. Brown crosses over, passes it off left side to right side to Abels. He drives, lost it off his knee, out of bounds. And the Senators turn it over with a tie game at 6:15 to go here in the second quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard.
North Harrison did a good job of keeping out of the lane most of the time tonight. Their defense has been quite good most of the time.
The Senator team looks more mature, and they're a stronger team than they were a year ago.
Yes, they definitely are.
As the Cougars are, too. So this should be a good matchup tonight.
So far it has been.
It's been a chess match. Hain with it, takes it to the left baseline, and he walked with it. He kind of got his pivot foot off the ground a little bit, and Caden will be called for the turnover here. So the teams trade turnovers to start the second quarter. The Cougars currently have Caden Hain as well as Dawson Sen, Garrett Tucker, Corey Burson, and Bryce Fessel on the floor here to start this second quarter. And the Senators with it. It's Abels with it up top around to Rosenbaum. Senators have their starting five. Russell, Rosenbaum, Morrow, Brown, and Abels on the floor. Russell takes it to the right elbow, has the ball knocked away and stolen. Hain gets it up the floor to Garrett Tucker. He got it knocked away from him. Aiden Morrow did a good job to get his hand in there and knock it away out of bounds under the basket where North Harrison will retain possession. Logan Hune and Talon Lewis check in as Dawson Sen. And also Caden Hain go to the bench for the Cougars. Burson, Tucker, and Fessel out there with Lewis and Hune. Russell knocks it away from Fessel, top of the key. He goes the other way with it right side, and then Garrett Tucker comes up behind him, pokes it away into the baseline, out of bounds, right into the padding behind the basket, so it'll stay with the Senators. Defense has been really sticky on both sides so far.
It's very defensively oriented inside, especially right now. It's hard to get the ball anywhere towards the inside.
Senators rotate it. Brown gets it down on the block from Rosenbaum, back out to the wing to Abels, around to top of the key to Morrow. Brown gets it. Colton has it right corner, dribbles inside the arc, 15 feet away, spins, kicks it out to Abels. He drives baseline, goes up with a floater, missed everything. Rebound. Abels almost got his own rebound. The ball gets knocked away from him, though, and ended up with it as Fessel. So Abels never quite had a hold of it as the Cougars are able to get a very tough contested rebound there. 11-all, 4:42 to go second quarter. Tucker gets it right wing from Talon. Top of the key to Fessel on the bounce pass. Around to Lewis on the left arc. Talon dribbles toward the paint, kicks it out. Open Burson, corner three, right side, left at front of the rim. Rebound Tucker down low, turns, gets it up off the glass and in right side. His first two of the contest. Garrett Tucker gives the Cougars the lead back at 13-11. First time since it was 2-0. Here's Brown. Nice drive left side all the way in for his fourth point off the window.
Real nice guy.
Colton definitely has bulked up since last year. No question about that. And by the way, do not leave him open on the perimeter either.
No.
Hume to Tucker with it on the right wing. Garrett has it, controls it. Fessel sets a screen for him up high. Fessel gets it in the paint, kicks it out to Hume above the corner three. That one rims off right side. Rebound to Brown on the weak side outside the right block, and a holding foul is going to be called as the Cougars sandwiched him in there. The foul on North Harrison, and it will be against Talon Lewis. That'll be the first on the 6'1 junior guard for North Harrison. Team's first of the quarter. Find ourselves in a 13-all tie. Bryce Heischman back in, replacing Nash Abels. And it's Holden Russell who also goes to the bench as Nevin Mars returns to the lineup for the Senators. They basically play 7. That's about it. Rosenbaum, Heischman, as well as Brown, Mars, and Morrow on the floor. Morrow gets it on the left wing from Rosenbaum, down to the corner, back to Brady. Up to the wing now to Bryce Heischman. Heischman with it, the Floyd Central transfer. They'll drive to the lane, almost got tied up, and then Talon Lewis blocks his floater from 8 feet away. Comes down to Corey Burson for the Cougars on the rebound. Up the floor with it now. Talon controls it, walks it across the timeline to Fessel. Open three left wing. Bingo! Bryce made his second of the season at Waynesville last Friday. His third of the season gives the Cougars a 16-13 lead. 3:10 left here in the second quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Better start respecting the shooting from the outside from the 5'11 senior. Senators rotate it left to right. Rosenbaum has it 15 feet away. Goes backdoor to Heischman. He stepped out of bounds. He was a little too close to the baseline there after Rosenbaum threw in the pass. It was actually a good pass, but Heischman was just a little bit too close to being out of bounds, as indicated there. Garrett Tucker checks out as Dawson Sen returns to the lineup for North Harrison.
It was too deep on the baseline.
It was the right idea, wrong time to do it kind of situation there. Sent up the floor to Fessel, goes left to right to Burson, gets inside. The shot got away from him. He missed it badly, and Morrow comes down with the rebound for the Senators. Up the floor now to Rosenbaum. Burson takes it away from him. He'll drive it down. He got to behind him to Hume. Logan goes up the layup, rolls in up the right side of the rim. How did he get that one up there? Incredible job. Burson somehow lost it. Hume was trailing, and the foul will be called on Hayden Morrow of West Washington. That'll be his second of the night and the first on the Senators here in the second quarter. That was a ridiculous play there for the Cougars, but it worked out for them perfectly.
A lot of strange things happening.
Free throw is up and good. Well, given the history of this rivalry in the recent past, it's not that surprising.
No, not at all.
Cougars take their biggest lead, 19-13, 2:36 to go second quarter. Timeout on the floor on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Living with arthritis or an autoimmune condition can be tough, and at Harrison County Hospital, they're here to help, and they're excited to welcome Rachel Waite, APRN, the newest rheumatology specialist. Rachel takes the time to listen, create a treatment plan just for you, and give the support you need to feel your best. Ready to take the next step toward relief? Call her today at 812-734-3800 or learn more at hchin.org/rheumatology. Harrison County Hospital, celebrating 75 years of caring for our community.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Chris Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
2:36 remaining here in the first quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard tonight here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. 19-13, North Harrison in front. The Cougars have gone on a 6-0 run here, thanks to the three-point play for Hume and a three-point shot for Bryce Fessel. The Senators have it out of the timeout. Holden Russell back on the floor for West Washington, joining Bryce Heischman, Colton Brown, Brady Rosenbaum, and Nevin Mars. Rosenbaum has it up top, over to Russell right side. Holden looks inside, wide open as Mars, and he lays it in off the left side of the glass. Nobody around him.
Wide open.
A breakdown in communication on the back end, a lot like we saw at the end of the girls' game last night here against Brownstown. It's Lewis across midcourt left side. He transfers it right and gives it up to Bryce Fessel. Out to the volleyball line to Lewis. Goes left side with it to Sin, into the corner to Hume. Logan, nice fake, relocates his three up and in and out. It rimmed out on him as Mars grabs the rebound in front of the rim. Logan shot that just above the left corner. Up the floor with it is Russell to the free throw line. Hands it off behind him to Mars. Over left to the top of the key to Colton Brown. They'll back it out half-court circle. The Rosenbaum right wing extended. Minute 38 to go in the quarter. Cougars up 4 to Heischman left wing. Fires again. Misses that three. Rebound tipped. And Colton Brown going to be called for trying to uproot Talon Lewis, who had the rebound position on him there. And the foul will be on the junior, Colton Brown of West Washington. That's going to be his first of the night and the team's second of the quarter. With 1:33 to go till halftime, Brown will check out as Nash Abels returns to the lineup for the Senators. The inbound comes to Lewis, back to Dawson Sen. Dawson, the homecoming king tonight, brings it across the timeline right side, navigates it into the paint, dishes it out to the corner to Fessel, drives baseline, turns, gets the shot up and in under the basket essentially. Little baby hook under the rim, and he gets it to go to make it his 5th point, 21-15 Cougars, 1:10 to go in the quarter. Up ahead, Mars with it, hands it off right wing to Abels, 15 feet away, takes it short corner, cut off by Sen. Back out to Mars in the corner, up to Russell, volleyball line right side with now less than a minute to go. 57 seconds and counting here in the second. Russell drives it baseline, goes up, shot rolls around, and it falls in. He's gotten all 3 baskets have come off that hard drive going to the right. Cougars with it, Lewis with it. 6 points for Russell, the lead down to 4 for the Cougars. Fessel up ahead, right corner, out to Lewis at the volleyball line. Bryce gets it right back, dribbles up to the arc, tried to thread the needle to Hune. Somehow Logan came up with it, had to go back out to the arc to get it, though. Up to Lewis straight away, around to Send, left corner. Drives inside, goes up, layup is up and in over Nash Abels. Homecoming Kings got his first 2 of the night, 23-17 with 18 seconds to go in the quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Senators work it right to left. It's Rosenbaum with it on the wing to Heischman at the half-court circle. He'll pass it off volleyball line left side to Holden Russell. Down to 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Russell has Fessel on him. Drives it to the right. Pitches into the corner. Rosenbaum for a 3. It's off the backboard, off the top of the backboard to close out the first half of play. And it is a close game as expected tonight. The Cougars going to halftime with the advantage, though, at 23-17 on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard here tonight inside the Cougar Den. Coming up, we'll have first half stats and analysis, and if we have time, we'll take a look at what else is going on around the area and preview what's coming up tomorrow night. A little bit of a change to the schedule for us tomorrow night here on 96.9 WKLO. It's North Harrison in front on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, leading the West Washington Senators 23-17. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
At First Harrison, the Banking Butler is more than just a banking app. It's who we are. It's a level of service we've delivered for more than 130 years. If you need to borrow money for a home loan, car loan, even loans for boats, RVs, you name it, First Harrison Bank will get you competitive rates with fast, local decisions. Apply online at firstharrison.com. The Banking Butler. It's who we are. Keep it easy. Keep it local. First Harrison Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is John Bender. Cooler weather, it's on its way. The Department of Energy says a properly insulated home can save you up to 20% off your heating and cooling expense. So make sure your home is properly insulated this fall. The Owens Corning ProCat low-fill insulation system makes it quick and affordable to properly insulate your home. You can do it yourself, or we can recommend a contractor to help you. Learn how easy you can add insulation with the ProCat insulation system by visiting us at Bender Lumber. Local people serving local needs for over 90 years.
Living with arthritis or an autoimmune condition can be tough, and at Harrison County Hospital, they're here to help, and they're excited to welcome Rachel Waite, APRN, the newest rheumatology specialist. Rachel takes the time to listen, create a treatment plan just for you, and give the support you need to feel your best. Ready to take the next step toward relief? Call her today at 812-734-3800 or learn more at hchin.org/rheumatology. Harrison County Hospital, celebrating 75 years of caring for our community.
Halftime has arrived. It's a great atmosphere and a really good crowd out tonight, considering the winter weather that we've had around the area this week. And for anybody who could get out of their driveway or who could navigate their neighborhood, glad to see a lot of familiar faces out here tonight inside the Cougar Den here in Ramsey on homecoming night. Grace Goldman crowned the homecoming queen. The homecoming king, of course, Dawson Sen. here tonight. And the North Harrison Cougars have the lead in what has been a hard-fought matchup so far through 2 quarters. The Cougars have had the biggest lead at 6. That's where the advantage is at halftime in favor of North Harrison, 23-17 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Alongside our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton tonight. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. A good game here tonight, hard fought. The last 2 meetings have been decided by 3 points. West Washington won here at the Cougar Den for the first time in 26 years. 2 years ago, 64-61 in double overtime. And the Cougars ended up paying the Senators back last season at Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium on Ron Smith Court back in Campbellsburg, 46-43. The Cougars won last year's meeting. So you know it's going to be close. 4 games, the last 4 times these 2 teams have gone to overtime over the last, let's say, 17 years. Those games have gone into multiple overtimes, twice into 2 overtimes, 1 into 4 overtimes, and then another that went into 5 overtimes back in 2008. So it's usually competitive. 15 of the last 30 meetings have been decided by single digits, and it looks like we're on track for that here so far tonight. Let's take a gander at the scoring and shooting for both teams here in this first half of play. Highly contested matchup so far. For West Washington, the balance is holding true. Holden Russell is the leading scorer, as he has 6 points so far in the first half. Russell all on drives, by the way, going to the right side of the basket. He had 2 baskets in the first quarter and 1 in the second. So Holden Russell is leading West Washington with 6 points so far at halftime. Colton Brown had all 4 of his points in the second quarter. He also scored off of a pair of drives, as he has come in with 4 points all in that second quarter of play. Bryce Heischman buried a tray there in the first quarter. He missed the free throw after he was fouled, but he does have 3 points for the Senators. Brady Rosenbaum with a 2-point basket in the first quarter, and Nevin Mars wide open on the left side. He laid it in for 2 points in the first half as well. Hayden Morrow and Nash Abels have seen time, but neither have scored for West Washington to this point. The Senators shot the ball well in the first 2 quarters, 4 out of 7 in the first quarter of play, but fell to 4 out of 9 in the second quarter. Either way, add it all up, they're right on their season average of 50% from the field, knocking down 8 out of 16 from the floor for 50% so far. 3-point shooting, the Senators were 1 out of 2 in the first quarter, 0 for 2 in the second. They are 1 out of 4 from beyond the arc for 25% so far, and have yet to go to the free throw line so far here tonight on the road. For the North Harrison Cougars, they started the game cold as the temperature outside, shooting in the first quarter of play. Balanced effort, though, so far. Logan Hune is the leading scorer. He and Russell are co-leaders with a game-high 6 points. Logan splashed a tray in the first quarter and then converted a 3-point play there in the second quarter, as he finished the first half with 6 points. Bryce Vessel, he buried a 3 to give the Cougars a 16-13 lead in the second quarter. Then he got another basket, a tough one, going down the left side under the basket to lay it in for his 5th point of the night. Talon Lewis and Corey Burson each tallied 4 points. Lewis had a basket and 2 free throws in the first quarter. Burson with a pair of free throws late in the first quarter, and a tough contested shot in the paint from 8 feet away in the second. Burson and Lewis both have 4 points. Dawson Sen with a 2 in the second quarter, and Garrett Tucker tallied a 2 in the second quarter as well to round out the scoring for the Cougars. Caden Hain came up empty in the first quarter, didn't shoot in the second, but he's still got time to get things going. He's the only Cougar who has played but not scored so far here tonight. 2 of 11 shooting for the Cougars in the first quarter, but that improved to 6 of 11 in the second quarter. North Harrison ended up shooting okay, 8 out of 22 for 36% in the first half. They were 2 out of 10 from behind the arc, going 1 out of 5 in each quarter, 20% in the first half, and they were 5 out of 7 on free throws, 71% over the first 2 quarters. The game featured 4 ties and 2 lead changes. The ties came at 2, 9, 13, and I believe 11. 2, 9, 11, and 13. 2 lead changes in that first half of play. As far as the score by quarter, it was tied at 9 at the end of the first, but the Cougars outscored the Senators 14-8 in the second quarter to bump the lead up to 23-17 at halftime in the Ron Smith rivalry. Rebounding about even so far. North Harrison 11-10 over West Washington there. Colton Brown leads the Senators with 3 rebounds, 1 on the offensive end. Aiden Morrow, Nash Abels, and Nevin Mars all had 2 rebounds in that first half, while Holden Russell and Brady Rosenbaum had 1 rebound apiece. The Senators' 1 offensive rebound came because of Colton Brown. For the Cougars, 11 rebounds, 4 on the offensive end. Bryce Fessel had 3 rebounds, 1 on the offensive glass, 2 rebounds for Caden Hain, as well as Garrett Tucker and Corey Burson. Burson and Tucker both had an offensive rebound. Dawson Sen grabbed 1 offensive rebound in the first 2 quarters. And Talon Lewis had a defensive rebound. 11 turnovers, 4 offensive for North Harrison. The Senators have had trouble with turnovers, 9 so far, for a team that averages 11.7 per game coming in. North Harrison, on the other hand, only had 4 turnovers in that first half. The Senators dished out 2 assists on 8 made baskets. Holden Russell had both of the assists. The Cougars had 7 assists on 8 made baskets. Caden Hain and Dawson Sen each dished out 2 assists, while Lewis, Tucker, and Burson all had 1 assist apiece in the first half of play. North Harrison's game at Madison tomorrow has been postponed to Tuesday, February the 10th. So we'll be headed down to Corydon tomorrow night to see the Corydon Central Panthers as they welcome in Brownstown Central in a battle of ranked teams in Class 3A. JV at 6 tomorrow with the varsity around 7:30. Our pregame will start here on 96.9 WKLO around 7:15. Third quarter coming up after the break as North Harrison leads on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard 23-17 over West Washington. You're listening to coverage of North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
Well, North Harrison will go into the second half with the lead, 23-17 over the West Washington Senators, ranked number 13 in Class A. The Senators coming into this game on a 6-game win streak, haven't lost since January 3rd when they fell at home to Trinity Lutheran in overtime. So we're going to be in for an intense second half here, homecoming night here in Ramsey. Dawson Sen crowned the homecoming king before the game, while Grace Goldman was crowned the homecoming queen. We have a girls basketball update from Corydon. The Lady Panthers hosting a makeup game tonight with Floyd Central, and the Lady Highlanders are really good. If you haven't noticed yet, Floyd Central up 32-15 at halftime over the Lady Panthers in their last game before sectional play starts on Tuesday night down at Charlestown in 3A Sectional 30. It will be North Harrison possession to start the second half. Cougars are going away from us here in the Cougar Den from the east balcony in the second half, while the Senators will be coming toward us. West Washington back out with their starting 5. Holden Russell just stole it from Caden Hain. Up the floor to Colton Brown to Abels. He just pushed off on Bryce Fessel, who took the charge, and that is going to be a big turnover there as Abels picks up his first foul of the night. He extended the arm out as Bryce was standing in front of him, and it'll be the 10th turnover for the Senators, who are on pace for a ton of turnovers tonight for a team that averages under 12 a game. First foul on Abels, first in the Senators here in the third quarter. Pass got deflected as the trap came to Talon Lewis. The Senators getting a piece of it as it goes into the bench. Inbound will come from Caden Hain. He's out there with Talon Lewis, Logan Hume, Dawson Sen, and Bryce Fessel, the original starters for the Cougars. They're in the home white uniforms with the blue and gray trim. West Washington in the road gray uniforms with the blue letters, the white numbers. Sen spins off Rosenbaum going down the right side, and he lays it in.
Nice drive.
Senators have the red and blue trim on the jersey as well. Dawson's capable of doing that every time, but he struggled in that first half. Now he's got 4 points on the night. High post, Abels gets it for Morrow. Back out to Morrow after it went through Rosenbaum in the right corner. Out to Brown left side to the perimeter, out to Holden Russell. Drives it to the free throw line. 8-point lead for the Cougars now. Rosenbaum gets it left wing, kicks it up top for Russell. His three rolls off the back and front rim. Logan Hume able to battle for the rebound in the lane. Gets it across midcourt. Kicks it to Sen right side, down to Fessel. Drives down low on Rosenbaum, and he lays it off the glass. Good.
Good hard drive. That was highly contested.
Bryce had 7 points. He's just got the strength advantage on Rosenbaum, though, as he does with a lot of guys that have tried to guard him this year. Bryce is 5'11", but he's a bowling ball coming downhill. Anybody who's tried to tackle him in football knows that, too. Here's Russell driving right side block. Tough shot around Fessel. Couldn't get it to go. Missed it off the back of the rim. Rebound came down to Bryce, and a foul is going to be whistled on the Senators in the backcourt. Yeah, not sure about that one. Russell's going to be called for the personal there. That's going to be his second, and that'll be the team's second of the quarter so far. Maybe a little frustration, but there really wasn't a lot of contact there.
Little tic-tac foul.
27-17. North Harrison has opened this up, and ever since it was tied at 11, it has been 16-6 Cougars ever since then. Fessel up the floor to Hune. Open layup. Oh, Brown got in there late to contest. Hune missed it off the backboard, hit the front of the rim. The Senators run the other way with it. Russell, left block. Caden Hain was all over him there, bumped Russell, so contact called, and that's a good call there on Caden, who was just trying to keep Russell from getting to the rim. That foul on Hain will be his second of the night, team's first of the quarter. Inbound to Morrow between the circles. Hain all over him on that pass from Russell. Morrow drives it left block, kicks it out to Brown, corner three, can't leave him open. He nailed that one. Nobody came out to contest him, and Brown, 40% three-point shooter on the season.
Good shot. Nice, clean shot.
It kind of comes through the genetics there a little bit, too, to some degree. His dad, very good athlete, and Dustin, who's also a really good individual, too. Hune takes it to the left elbow, out to the right wing now to Caden Hain. 27-20, 5:43 to go, third quarter. First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Hain has it below the volleyball line on the right. Kicks it over to the sideline to Lewis. Lewis driving toward the baseline, cut off, gives it to Hune in the corner. Logan lines up a three. That one's off the back of the rim. Fessel under the basket, gets the rebound. Too strong with the putback, and Morrow comes down with the rebound. Bryce hit it over the rim, and somehow it clipped part of the rim, coming back down from the right side. Russell going to be called for the offensive foul as Caden Hain stepped right in front of him. A turnover and a big foul for the Senators. That's now 3 on Holden Russell, and that'll be the team's third of the quarter with 5:17 to go here in this third quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard.
It is physical tonight. It's clean otherwise, but it is physical.
Especially when they've been going into the paint.
Yeah.
Both coaches talked about the interior being important tonight, and it has been so far. The team that's won the inside battle has been able to get the edge. Vessel gets it up top, left wing to Hain, fires a three. That one won't go either. He just can't get it dialed in. Sen had the rebound, lost it out of bounds. Ball got batted in the air. Rosenbaum was said to be the last to touch it. It was very close between him and Talon Lewis on that right baseline. Caden gets a shot to go down. He might just take off tonight.
He's capable, that's for sure.
Vessel inside. Ball gets knocked away. Brown does a good job denying him the pass on the left side of the basket. Bryce just couldn't get a hold of it there, and the Cougars will inbound this time left baseline from the H of North after inbounding from the second R of Harrison on the right baseline.
Just switch sides.
Inbound to Hune. Inside, got the shot up, but he drew contact. He missed it off the back of the rim. It rolled off to the right side as Logan caught it left side in the lane. The foul will be whistled on Hayden Morrow. That's going to be another big foul for the Senators. That's 3 on Hayden Morrow. That'll be the team's fourth of the quarter. So with 4:50 to go in the third, the Cougars on the precipice of being in the double bonus on defensive fouls against the Senators. Logan at the line for 2 shots. First one up. He gets that one to softly go down for his 7th point of the night. 28-20, 4:50 to go here in the third on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Morrow will check out, and Evan Mars is in for the first time here in the third quarter. 6'7" junior, averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds per game. Hune at the line, eyes the second one, and knocks it down to make it 29-20 Cougars. Hune has 8 on the night, 4:48 to go, third quarter. Up the floor, Russell right side to Rosenbaum. Back out to Russell, around to Mars, and then to the left wing to Colton Brown. Cross-court pass to Russell on the right wing. High post to the elbow to Abels. His shot on the fadeaway is short, grazes the front of the rim as Hain comes down with the rebound for the Cougars. Up the floor to Lewis on the left perimeter into the Cougar forecourt. Vessel gets it at half court to Lewis, left side volleyball line. Back to Hain at the half-court circle. He's got a mismatch with Nevin Mars. He'll kick it to Hune, right corner. He steps, looks at the shot, goes straight away to Caden for the three. This one off the right side of the rim. Russell skies up to get the rebound in front of the basket this time. Lead remains 9 as we come down to the halfway point of quarter number 3. Russell spins into the lane into a double team. Down low to Brown, goes up, and he got nicked from behind there. Logan trying to stop him from getting that layup, and that foul on Hune is going to be his second. Ross Schultz is kind of like, yeah, it was pretty close. That'll be the team's second of the quarter on the Cougars with 4:03 to go. Colton Brown will step to the line for 2 shots. He's got 7 to lead the Senators so far tonight. First one for the junior is up, and he knocks it down. He'll probably hit both of them. He's 88% on the season, 14 out of 16 coming in.
Good basketball player.
Well, he's developed his game from being just a shooter. We've seen him go to the basket strong, really, about 2 or 3 times tonight as he knocks in the second free throw. Brown's got 5 in the quarter and 9 on the contest. The lead is down to 7 at 29-22 with 3:54 to go in the third on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Hain has it left sideline in the front court, circles it to the right now. Ribbles kicks it to Hune at the top of the arc. Senators staying in the man-to-man. That's what they've been in all night. There's Vessel, high, low, down, low to Sin, left side, and he lays it in.
He just bounced off him and rolled in.
That's 6 on the night for the homecoming king, 31-22. Russell into the front court, or excuse me, that's Mars with it. Or actually, that's Abels. We'll get it right the third time eventually. Out to Russell, takes it down to the paint. Lewis falls down, and as Bryce Vessel tries to come in to swipe it, he might have gotten Holden Russell across the face, and that will be a foul on Bryce. That's going to be his third, and that'll be the team's third here in the quarter. Vessel, who has played extremely well offensively, now in some foul trouble. Russell's going to get 2 shots here coming up. Thought that was on the floor. Holden Russell, 73%, 53 out of 73 on the season coming in. One of the better free throw shooters for the Senators, who are 67% as a team, but he misses the first free throw. Off the back of the rim, they'll have one more shot coming up. Vessel is out. Garrett Tucker checks in, the sophomore at 6 foot for the Cougars, who's averaging 7 points, 2.2 rebounds per game. He'll join a lineup of Lewis, Sen, Hain, and Hune on the floor for North Harrison. Second free throw for Russell is up, and he gets that one to rim in for his 7th point. That's the lead back to 8. 31-23, 3:19. Clock rolling here third quarter. First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Hain across the timeline, left side to Tucker. Takes it to the elbow, straight away to Hune. Open 3. That one rims off. Abels had the rebound, lost it behind him, and Colton Brown ends up coming out of there with it for the Senators. And he fell out of bounds. Abels got it, and he kind of fell into the sideline, lost the basketball, and some contact there. So it was definitely questionable. There could have been a foul call there, but
a lot of bumping over there on that sideline.
It'll be a turnover. Nevertheless, Hune will check out. Burson back in for North Harrison. Corey, 6'4", and a junior, 8.3 points and 4 rebounds per game. And down to Sen, brings it back across the timeline. Nash Abels is on him. Dawson drives, bumps, and Abels is going to be called for a bump foul there. That'll be the second on Nash, and that'll be the team's 5th of the quarter. 2:52 to go third quarter. They're letting them play to some degree, but out on the perimeter, if there's open contact, they've been calling it on both teams.
Been evenly called pretty well all the way through. It's just very physical.
They're letting them play a little bit more on the inside than they are out on really beyond 15 feet, we'll say. Dawson will go to the line. He'll get 2 shots. He's already got 6 points on the night, 4 here in the quarter. The free throw misses right side to left. He'll have another shot coming. Has been improving his free throw percentage throughout the season, 21 out of 30, coming in at 70%. Trying to go 1 of 2 here as the Senators send Abels to the bench with his second foul. The second one rattles in for Dawson. He's got 7 points. The lead is up to 32-23. 2:52 to go third quarter. Ross Schultz calls timeout with the Cougars leading West Washington on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser in New Albany. It's never too late to level up your life. Whether you're changing careers or finishing your education, Prosser Adult Education offers affordable classes to help you earn workforce readiness, improve your skills, or train for a high-demand job. Visit ProsserCareers.com or call us at 812-542-8508 to get started. Prosser Adult Education. Your future, your move.
Looking to update your floors? Denny's Carpet in Corden has been your local expert for over 35 years. From cozy carpets to durable hardwoods and stylish vinyl, they have it all and at prices you love. With top-notch customer service and affordable options that make it easy to transform your space. Plus, enjoy special discounts on select flooring. Stop by or call 812-738-8466 off Highway 62 in Corden. Denny's Carpet, because they know quality and affordability matter.
2:52 left here in the third quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison on top of West Washington 32-23 in a game where the Cougars have controlled the third quarter so far. The Senators will have possession out of the timeout that Ross called on the sideline. Both teams have 4 timeouts left. Colton Brown will inbound. He's out there with Brady Rosenbaum, Holden Russell, Bryce Heischman. First time we've seen him in the second half, along with Nevin Mars. Brown gets a low pass in the backcourt. Across the timeline to Rosenbaum, dishes it inside to Mars. Missed the layup left side off the side of the rim, and Corey Burson soared in to get the rebound behind him. Up the floor, Lewis. Oh, it's Tucker. My apologies. And Garrett with a tough basket off the drive for his 4th point of the night. 34-23. He was heavily contested on that shot.
All right. He got that one over him. I don't know how.
Oh, sheer will. Let's just go with that. Russell gets it right at the top of the key. Down low to Brown. Layup. Can't get it to go off the back rim, and Burson there for another North Harrison rebound. Cougars really making it tough on the Senators inside. 34-23. 2:05 to go third quarter. The Cougars have Dawson Sen, Talon Lewis, Caden Hain, Corey Burson, who gets it from Hain, drives it inside, glaze it up and in. Left side of the glass. 6 points for Corey Burson. All of a sudden, the lead has grown to 13 for the Cougars. 1:49 to go in the quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Heischman driving right side. There was contact there. Cougar fans might not have liked it, but Corey got all body there. That's going to be his first of the night. Team's 4th of the quarter. Bryce Heischman will step to the line, the Floyd Central transfer. 6'1" junior. Definitely has a lot of athleticism.
He's quick. He gets you on the floor quick with the ball.
First free throw rims out. He's been a good free throw shooter, 14 out of 20 entering this contest. However, he's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Mars and Russell will check out for the Senators as Hayden Morrow returns along with Nash Abels, joining Colton Brown, Bryce Heischman, and Brady Rosenbaum. Second free throw is down the hatch for Heischman. His 4th point of the night, made a 3 in the first quarter. He makes it 36-24 with 1:40 to go here in the third. The Senators probably haven't been this far behind in quite a while. They came in on a 6-game win streak. Tucker has it up top. Garrett gets it from Burson, top of the key. Then goes to Lewis left side. He transfers it to the right and hands it to Caden Hain. To Tucker, open on the right perimeter. Brown closes out really well, though. Tucker, long bounce pass to Lewis in the right corner. Somehow got it there up to Sen, around to Hain. Now back to Tucker on the left. Short corner to Burson on the bounce pass. Burson one-on-one with Abels. Good defense there as Burson airballs it, and Rosenbaum gets the rebound there. Up the floor now, Abels right corner, kicks it out for a 3. Brown misses that one back of the rim. Talon Lewis flies in. He's able to grab the rebound. Up the floor to Dawson Sen, takes it right side of the paint into Brown. Tough shot up, missed it front of the rim off the glass. But Corey Burson's there to put it back up and in right in front of the cylinder.
Big rebound.
Corey using every bit of that 6'4" frame to get it. 42 seconds to go in the quarter. It's a 14-point lead for the Cougars. Heischman, tough drive, misses the shot off the back rim. Lewis cannot get the rebound. As it goes out of bounds, it'll stay with the Senators. Man, the combination of North Harrison's defense and their constant barrage of attacks at the basket has given them this 14-point lead. Inbound from Rosenbaum to Brown. He almost lost it. Saves it left corner up top to Sen. Up the floor to Tucker. He's running. Lays it up. Couldn't get it to go. Burson there. Put back. Rolls off the rim. Lewis gets the rebound in front of the rim. Morrow tried to knock it away from him, but Talon comes away with it anyway. Back out top to Hain. Drives it. They're going to wave off the shot. It's not going to matter. He's going to get 2 shots as he drew a foul. Going down to the rim. Man, the Cougars had 2 opportunities there, but Talon Lewis, that was a good rebound from him. On the offensive glass, the foul will be on Colton Brown of West Washington. That'll be the second on Colton as Caden Hain will go to the line for 2 shots.
It's tough inside. I mean, you've got to go really strong to get the ball in, bucket in the paint.
It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
It's intense in there for sure.
61% free throw shooter, Caden. He gets his first point of the night. Maybe that'll give him a little spark offensively going into the fourth quarter with 20 seconds to go here in the third. Aiden Morrow comes out, back onto the floor, Holden Russell. Second free throw long off the back of the rim. Brown trying to get the rebound from Tucker, but they say it's off of Garrett out of bounds as it caromed into that right corner, so it'll go back over to the Senators. West Washington has only scored 7 points in this third quarter. They've only scored 15 since the end of the first quarter. Russell across the timeline with it to the left. Takes it to the volleyball line with 8 seconds. Double stagger screen up top. Russell takes it around the right arc. Top of the key to Heischman. Heischman will force up a tough shot. Missed it underneath. Rosenbaum, offensive rebound. Reverse layup is up and good from the right side of the basket as the third quarter comes to a close. At the end of 3, the Senators trim the deficit down to 13 going into the fourth and final quarter. North Harrison leading at 39-26 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Hi, this is John Bender. Cooler weather, it's on its way. The Department of Energy says a properly insulated home can save you up to 20% off your heating and cooling expense. So make sure your home is properly insulated this fall. The Owens Corning ProCat low-fill insulation system makes it quick and affordable to properly insulate your home. You can do it yourself, or we can recommend a contractor to help you. Learn how easy you can add insulation with the ProCat insulation system by visiting us at Bender Lumber. Local people serving local needs for over 90 years.
Are you looking for top quality Crestone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crestone in DePaul. At Davis Crestone, they have been serving southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Crestone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crestone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
The North Harrison Cougars leading the West Washington Senators on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard as we enter the fourth quarter here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey on homecoming night. It is 39-26. Cougars in front going into the fourth and final frame here on this chilly Friday night. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. We thank you for listening tonight here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming online at WKLO969.com, as well as on your Alexa and on our YouTube channel, WKLO 96.9. Senators have possession to start the fourth quarter. They work it around left to right. Rosenbaum to Abels to Russell. He tries to go cross court to Abels on the left block from the right wing, but Corey Burson steps in to take the pass away. Corey didn't play football this year, but that would be an interception if it were. Yoon cross court to Lewis, right to left. Pulls up 15-footer. That was a nice shot from Talon. Stuck the jumper from 15. 41-26. Largest lead for the Cougars at 15. Deflected pass from Russell. Lewis got a piece of it, and Tucker comes up with it in the paint. This North Harrison defense is really affecting the Senators' offense.
They're playing as well defensively as they have any time this year.
And that's coming off last week where they did so well at Lanesville, too. Here's Sen working it around to Lewis, left corner, cross court to Hume, right wing, down to the corner to Burson on that side. Back out to Hume. Senators trying to trap now. Hume gets stuck, and Ross Schultz has seen enough. He didn't like that, so he'll call timeout. 7 minutes to go, fourth quarter. 41-26. North Harrison leading West Washington on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
At First Harrison, the Banking Butler is more than just a banking app. It's who we are. It's a level of service we've delivered for more than 130 years. First Harrison is here to make it easy for local business owners with real estate loans, construction loans, SBA loans, lines of credit, treasury management, and merchant services. You will get competitive rates and fast local decisions. The Banking Butler, it's who we are. Keep it easy. Keep it local. First Harrison Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
7 minutes to go, fourth quarter. North Harrison struggled a bit with that West Washington trap, so they called timeout to try to figure out a way to get around that, as they'll have the basketball out of the timeout. Cougars controlling it. Lewis has it left side. Brady Rosenbaum on him in the man-to-man. We really haven't seen a zone from the Senators. The trap is the first time they haven't played man-to-man all night. Hune gets it right left side, goes to Tucker on the wing, straight away to Logan. He'll line up the three. He was open, and he hits another one. His second of the night. He's got 11 now. 44-26. Up the floor, Brown trying to answer. Left corner three doesn't go. Sen gets pulled to the ground, and they're going to call a travel on that. He got pulled to the ground, and they called the travel on Dawson. That's incredible.
It's just very physical. I've said that a lot, but it is.
I'm not going to say Nash Abels was being dirty there by any stretch. Obviously, he was going for the basketball, but, I mean, come on. You get pulled to the ground, that's not a travel. Abels gets the inbound from the right wing, goes to Rosenbaum. He gets it taken away. Logan Hune has it, races it up the floor. Abels bumps him on the floor as he was driving to the basket on the left side, and that foul on Abels will be his third. And that will be the team's first of the quarter here on West Washington. The Senators were limited to 9 points in that third quarter of play. They've only scored 17 since the end of the first quarter. North Harrison had scored 30. Here's Ryland Shank, who came in for the first time, gets the inbound, takes it down the right side, gets fouled as he goes up for the shot.
He carried two guys with him up that time.
I think football did him a lot of good in some ways, that being one of them. The foul on the Senators will be on Colton Brown, his third, team second of the quarter. Ryland, his first appearance tonight, the senior at 6'3", averaging 3.1 points, 1.8 rebounds coming in. He did not play against Lanesville last Saturday, was under the weather. He knocks in the free throw for his first point. So everybody who's suited up for the Cougars tonight has scored. 45-26, 6:15 to go in the fourth. Cougars have a chance to get a 20-point lead, and Shank does just that by burying the second free throw. Didn't think it'd get this out of hand after the way that first half was played there.
No, North Harrison is just playing exceptionally well tonight.
Russell, now we got a foul away from the ball, and it's going to be an offensive foul on West Washington, and it's a frustration foul, I think, on Nash Abels on that left side of the lane. That's going to be 4 on Abels, team's third of the quarter.
That one hurts.
Well, if you're going to make a comeback, you're West Washington, it's got to start now anyway. Yeah. Abels knocks it away from Hune off the inbound. It'll stay with the Cougars who have the full length of the floor to go. Offensive foul and a turnover to go with it. The Senators have had buku problems with turnovers tonight. Lewis gets it stolen. Holden Russell gets the shot up and in off the glass after he stole it from him on the right block. Russell drove down there from the perimeter, and Holden gets his 9th point of the night and makes it 46-28 with that basket as he's looking for his 10th point. The foul is on Talon Lewis. That's now 2 on him tonight. Team's first of the quarter on the Cougars. 5:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. 46-28 in favor of North Harrison. Russell trying to chip the lead to 17. Missed it. Back of the rim on the free throw. Rebound to Hain. Up the floor to Hune. Drives it inside. Nice pass to Tucker into the basket. Goes around, fires a baseline jumper from 12 feet. That doesn't go. Abels grabs the rebound on the left side, and he'll draw a foul here on North Harrison.
Good rebound.
The hard-fought rebound again. Ryland Shank was in the area. He'll pick up the foul. The senior picks up his first, team second of the game. By the way, Ryland came in 6 of 11 on free throws, so he boosted that percentage by knocking down both of those before. Caden Hain, Dawson Sen, Garrett Tucker, Ryland Shank, and Logan Hune on the floor. Russell, tough drive to the basket. Can't get the layup to go. Bounced off the back of the rim twice. Rebound to Hain underneath. Up the floor to Shank on the left wing. Goes right wing to Tucker. Takes it right elbow. Out to Hune beyond the arc. To Sen, left side of the volleyball line. Back to Hain, right side half-court circle. Caden drives right by his defender. Goes in. Tough shot around Abels. And he might have just fouled Nash Abels out of the contest with that drive going down the right side, and I think he did.
He went all the way from the top of the key all the way to the bucket. Well, I don't know how he got there, but he did.
That was a heck of a move, and just strong drive there. Abels just fouled out of the game, their second leading scorer, and he's going to foul out with no points tonight. Came in averaging 12.5. He just hasn't been able to get into any kind of rhythm. The Cougars have really frustrated him, especially tonight.
They have shut down a lot of things that West Washington normally does very well, and that's a credit to them because that's not easy to do.
Aiden Morrow checks out, and Abels is done for the night with that 5th foul. Haynes' first free throw is up and through the cylinder. It's his 2nd point of the night. He'll have another free throw coming. 47-28, 5:18 to go in the fourth. Senators send Bryce Heischman out on the floor with Brady Rosenbaum, Holden Russell, Nevin Mars. Second free throw off the back rim. Mars there to get it on the right side. Colton Brown is the fifth on the floor for the Senators. Russell up the floor right side, drives it, pitches it out to Heischman. Wing three is partially blocked by Sen. Hune gets the rebound up the floor to Dawson. Reverse layup left to right. Got it to spin in off the front of the rim.
Just barely rolled in.
49-28. Rosenbaum drives, pitches it out to Russell. Right corner three off the front cylinder. Rebound to Tucker under the basket. Garrett gets that rebound and gives it to Hain, who runs it up the right side into the forecourt. To Sen, between the wing and the corner on the right. Back out to Hain at the free throw line, or volleyball line. Free throw line this time to Shank. Back out to the wing now to Sen. Around to Hain, who lost it behind him. And then, as Russell's trying to dive after the loose ball, he bumps into Caden, who got possession there just in front of half court. Foul on Holden Russell is going to be his fourth now, and that'll be the team's fifth of the quarter. So the Cougars, with 4:34 to go in the fourth quarter, will shoot 2 free throws on every West Washington defensive foul the rest of the night. Cougars up by 21. The free throw, though, off the front of the rim for Caden. He kind of shook his head at that miss a little bit, as he'll have another shot coming up.
Hurried it a little bit.
Cougars have dominated this second half. They've outscored West Washington 26-11. Second free throw hits the rim 3 times, and the Cougars are going to be called for a foul on the rebound under the basket. This one will be on Ryland Shank, I believe. Yep, that's going to be 2 on Ryland, the senior, and that'll be the team's third of the quarter. Timeout from the West Washington bench. Ashton Menton going to talk to his team now as they trail 49-28 with 4:33 to go in the fourth quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
For generations, Prosser has been at the heart of our community. We need you. The Prosser Alumni Association helps seniors who need transitional support, guiding them into jobs or career path and giving them the resources to succeed. Students can apply for scholarships in January at prosseralumni.org. Alumni, join us now. Be a member, donate, or sponsor and help mold the next generation of leaders. Visit prosseralumni.org. Prosser. Skills today, success tomorrow.
West Washington calling the timeout as they're down by 21 points, 49-28, the score on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison's game with Madison on the road tomorrow has been postponed to Tuesday, February the 10th. So the Cougars will be off tomorrow night. West Washington scheduled to play Lanesville tomorrow afternoon. JV at 1, varsity around 2:30. We will be headed to Corydon tomorrow night. The Panthers are going to be taking on the Brownstown Central Braves. Is there another timeout called?
Yeah, looks like it.
They called another timeout. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll just keep it here then. Why not? Back-to-back timeouts. Senators, by my count, still have 2 left, but we'll be down in Corydon tomorrow. Brownstown Central visiting the Panthers tomorrow, right here on 96.9 WKLO. We'll have the contest between the Braves and the Panthers. Brownstown, number 9 in Class 3A, visiting number 11 in Class 3A in the Panthers. 6 o'clock start for the JV tomorrow. Varsity around 7:30. Our pregame coverage will start around 7:15 tomorrow from the Panther Dome in Corydon.
Should be an interesting matchup for sure.
It's going to be a tough battle. It always is when Brownstown comes in, and the Panthers have had their issues with the Braves over the years. So we'll see if they can unlock their potential tomorrow night, especially with a hard-fought game at Paoli tonight, taking on the number 2 team in 2A.
Paoli is really tough this year.
They're also undefeated coming in tonight, 13-0.
According to no slouch, but Paoli's really got a nice record this year.
Very good team, very balanced, and very senior-laden. The girls' basketball update, the Lady Panthers of Corydon Central fall to Floyd Central 62-36 in varsity action tonight. Tough loss for the Lady Panthers, who finished the regular season at 11-11 as they get ready for sectional play Tuesday night when they take on Madison in sectional 30 at Charlestown, 7:45 there. Russell driving left wing to right block, got the shot up. They're going to count that and give him the and one opportunity here with 4:13 to go in the fourth.
That was a tough shot.
He had to wrap around a little bit to get it up there. The foul on the Cougars will be their fourth of the quarter, and it will be on. I didn't see it. I thought it was Hain who committed the foul there. Free throw for Russell. He completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way this time after missing the last time around. He's got 12 points. Here's Hune driving in. Brown blocks his shot going up. Ball just falls harmlessly into the baseline out of bounds. 49-31 after Russell made that. He's got 5 in the quarter, 12 on the night.
Good defensive play there.
Colton Brown doing a good job there and definitely showing his athletic ability on that block, too. Tucker gets the inbound top of the key to Hain. He'll try again, and this time he'll make the three. He missed his first 5 attempts, but he gets that one to go. His first field goal of the night. He's got his 5th point. The lead is now 52-31. Russell trying to answer straightaway 3 off the front rim. Heischman got the rebound. Ball was stripped away from him down low. And the Cougars run it the other way. Down low with it is Hain. Gets under the basket. Reverse layup. Rims off from right to left. Tucker had the rebound. Somehow saved it out to Hune on the left wing. Out to the corner to Hain. 3 is up. He left it short. Rosenbaum gets the rebound. And Logan Hune is going to be called for the foul from behind here for North Harrison.
That's a tough rebound to get.
And that foul will be on the Cougars. Last one wasn't posted. I don't know who it was on, but this one will be on Logan Hune. That'll be his 3rd. And the foul will be the 5th on the Cougars here in the quarter. 52-31, 3:31 to go fourth quarter. The Senators looking at just putting a whole new 5 out on the floor right now. Brady Rosenbaum at the line for 2 shots. Rattles that first one in. Came in 13 out of 20, 65% on the season. He now has 5 points here tonight. That's the lead back to 20. Brown, Russell, all check out of the contest along with Heischman. Second free throw is up, and Rosenbaum rims it in and out. Garrett Tucker goes up strong to get that rebound on the right side of the basket. Lead is 20. The Senators go into the bench now, and we were warned about the variety of numbers out there on the floor. That's proven to be true. Seeing a lot of different guys out there now. Jack Armstrong is on the floor, 5'9", and a senior. There's Shank taking it right side of the lane to the middle. He couldn't get the shot to go in because he got grabbed on the arm. And the foul will be on Brennan Sears. Will commit the foul for the Senators. That'll be his first, the 6'3" senior forward for the Senators. Free throw for Shank is up, and Ryland splashes that home for his 3rd point of the night. Makes it 53-32 as the Senators couldn't quite tell who came in there for the Senators there. Second free throw is in for Shank. 54-32. Ryland's got 4 points all in the quarter. 3:07 to go on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, and West Washington now just going to their bench for the rest of the night. Jack Armstrong into the corner, gives it up to Senator player there, throws up a shot, got it to go. And Tucker Bishop gets that basket to go down. Bishop is a freshman at 6'2". He scores his first points of the night on that tough shot in the paint. Makes it 54-34, 2:40 to go here in the fourth quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Hain driving it down the middle of the paint. Got it stolen from him there. Armstrong comes out of there with it. Gives it up to Tucker Bishop, who will bring it across the timeline. Takes it top of the key. Kicks it into the right corner. Down low to Ledgerwood. He got it taken away from behind. And a timeout is called for substitutions for North Harrison with 2:19 to go. The Cougars will clear the bench. They'll send in Preston Wellman and Tayden Rader, 2 seniors. Wellman 5'11" and a senior. Rader 6'1" and a senior. Wellman has 2 points on the season with 5 rebounds. Rader 4 points and 4 rebounds. Eli Vogler, 5'9" freshman on the floor with 2 points on the season so far, along with Shank, who will stay out there, and now Jake Ruth also out there, 6'1" senior forward, averaging 2.4 points in 7 prior games. Ruth gets it up top, goes to Rader in the paint. Over right side to Vogler, left side to Ruth, into the corner now to Wellman. Preston gives it back to Eli Vogler in the left corner, between the circles to Ruth. To Rader on the right side, drives on Bishop, gets cut off, kicks it back out now to Wellman on the right perimeter. Wellman with Brennan Sears on him, gets it
Oh.
No, he ran right into Ross there as he fell down, got fouled on that sideline.
Yeah, Black.
Ross was at a crouch there, and that's one of the few times anybody makes contact with Ross on that sideline. Usually sitting, kind of standing in that crouch is normally safe for him, but it wasn't that time. Foul on Brennan Sears of West Washington, his second. Free throw up and good for Preston Wellman, who gets his first point of the night. 2 out of 6 on free throws coming into this one on the season. 5'11" senior with his first point, 55-34 on this homecoming night. Second free throw, that's off the back of the rim. Shank, offensive rebound right side. Gets it out to Vogler. Drives baseline, kicks it to Ryland on the wing. Down low to Rader, turns, gets the shot up. Blocked shot there for the Senators, and the rebound to Tucker Bishop. Up the floor now with it. The Senators have it. Bishop has it on the left wing. The freshman kicks it over to the right wing now, and we'll just try to identify these guys as we go here. Here's Brennan Sears, straightaway three, and he rimmed it good. Brennan Sears gets that three-point shot. 55-37, 1:15 to go. Again, looking back at the first half, would not have expected that this game would get this far away from either team tonight.
Not at all.
But the Cougars brought their lunch pails tonight on the defensive end. Rader lost it, almost got it stolen, but then tried to recover it. It goes out of bounds into that left corner, so the Senators will get it. And the Senators going back to the bench again. And I'm going to guess Cash Packwood, 6-foot freshman out there. The numbers do not line up at all with what we had coming in. These gray jerseys, these alternates they're wearing. Tucker Bishop has it at the free throw line, dribbling there. Kicks it back out to the perimeter. Senators will work it around with 40 seconds to go. 3 left at the top of the key. 2 strong back of the rim. Jack Armstrong gets the rebound inside, goes up, and he is fouled from behind as he'll go to the line for 2 shots here. 35.3 seconds to go. The Senators are going to win this one, or going to fall tonight. Their 6-game win streak will come to an end, as will their win streak away from home this season as well. Free throw on the way. That one misses off the right side of the rim for Armstrong, who came in having not attempted a free throw all season. Now we're going to see Braden Fouts in for North Harrison, 5'10" and a freshman at guard. He will replace Ryland Shank in the lineup. Ryland, good night for him with 4 points. Free throw is up off the front of the rim for Armstrong. Vogler able to gather the rebound in the paint for North Harrison. Brings it across the timeline left. The 5'9" freshman will kick it over to Jake Roof on the right wing, extended to the corner to Fouts. Straight away to Preston Wellman. Final 20 seconds now. Cougars, Wellman's going to fire a 3. Missed it back of the rim. The rebound comes to the Senators on the left side of the lane. And the rebound up ahead. Bishop inside to Armstrong. Layup. Couldn't get it to go left side. Rebound tipped up. Missed. Armstrong gets it back. Goes up again. This time hits the back of the rim and bounces in at the buzzer. So Jack Armstrong will finish the night with the basket there for West Washington. But the Senators coming up short tonight here on the road as the North Harrison Cougars celebrate a victory on homecoming night here at home and also end a losing streak here in this building that has gone on all season. They had actually lost their first 5 games in this building on the season. You go back to last season, here inside this Cougar Den, they'd lost 6 in a row here at home. That streak comes to an end with their win tonight over the West Washington Senators. The Cougars have now won back-to-back in the series after surviving on the road last year, but they breathe much easier tonight in this win. 55-39 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. The North Harrison Cougars improved to 7-8 on the season with the win here on their home court tonight. The Senators dropping after a 6-game win streak for the first time in 27 days as they lose on the road for just the second time this season. Going back to the Paoli game on December the 12th, they'd won 6 in a row on the road coming in. And that streak comes to an end tonight as well. They fall to 12-4, the number 13 team in Class A. Coming up, we'll head into our post-game show presented by Davis Crush Stone. We'll have final stats and analysis. We'll talk to North Harrison head coach Ross Schultz, who is certainly going to be in a good mood after this one tonight as his Cougars prevail 55-39 Again, on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, the JV game, a closely contested one tonight that the Cougars also won 47-43 over West Washington. Davis Crushstone postgame show coming up next. You're listening to North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are tax season blues getting you down? Well, worry no more. Introducing Jiffy Tax Shack, your go-to destination for hassle-free tax filing. At Jiffy Tax Shack, they make tax filing a breeze. Experienced team of tax professionals can ensure you get every deduction you deserve. Fast, accurate, and affordable. That's the Jiffy Tax Shack promise. No more stressing over complicated forms and endless paperwork. Your refund is just a visit away. Jiffy Tax Shack in Tazewell, where taxes are made simple. Call 812-338-3258. Don't forget to ask if you qualify for the Earner Income Tax Credit. At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with two outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org. Are tax season blues getting you down? Well, worry no more. Introducing Jiffy Tax Shack, your go-to destination for hassle-free tax filing. At Jiffy Tax Shack, they make tax filing a breeze. Experienced team of tax professionals can ensure you get every deduction you deserve. Fast, accurate, and affordable. That's the Jiffy Tax Shack promise. No more stressing over complicated forms and endless paperwork. Your refund is just a visit away. Jiffy Tax Shack in Tazewell, where taxes are made simple. Call 812-338-3258. Don't forget to ask if you qualify for the Earner Income Tax Credit.
Well, the North Harrison Cougars celebrating homecoming night on a high note tonight here inside the Cougar Den in Ramsey on the campus of North Harrison High School. They had not won a game in this building all season long. Their only home win had come against Eastern Pekin in the old Cougar Den, the old high school gym, which is now the current main gym in the middle school, there 2 weeks ago. But otherwise, the Cougars had lost to Heritage Hills, Corydon Central, Orleans, Austin, and Floyd Central here. So they'd lost all 5 games in this building this season. Going back to Scottsburg, Madison, and Charlestown last year, they'd lost those 3. So they actually came in carrying a 9-game losing streak here in their current home gym. Well, that streak comes to a crashing halt tonight as the Cougars roll over the West Washington Senators, and a rather stunning result tonight, 55-39 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison now 7-8 on the season. They've won 3 of their last 4 after picking up the win tonight and improved their January record now to 3-3 as well. As far as home games this year, the Cougars were started 1-4, 1-5. They're now 2-5. At home this year, West Washington's 6-game road win streak comes to an end. They're now 7-2 away from home. And the Senators' 6-game overall win streak also ends tonight as they drop to 12-4 with the loss tonight, the number 13 team in Class A in the rankings this week. We welcome you to our Davis Crushstone postgame show here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming online at WKLO969.com, as well as on our YouTube channel, WKLO 96.9, and on your Alexa as well. All you have to do is say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO. A tough loss for the Senators tonight, who were not held to a season low, but it is the second time they've been held below 40 points tonight, and the only other team coming in that had held them to less than what they scored with the 39 on the board tonight was Paoli back on December 12th. The Rams hammered the Senators 73-38. Paoli number 2 in Class 2A. And that was the low score and is the low score for the Senators. They almost eclipsed it tonight. They do get 39, their second lowest score of the season, as the Cougar defense just flat out brought it tonight here on their home floor on homecoming night, on a night where Grace Goldman was crowned the homecoming queen. Dawson Sen, the homecoming king, here as well. And it's a good night for the Cougars, who win on their home court here inside the Cougar Den. You have to go back to last season and the Salem win on January 25th. So a year and 5 days to the day that the Cougars last won here in this building. Again, they lost their last 3 last season, lost their first 5 this year. So they had lost 8 in a row coming in here, but that streak comes to an end tonight as Ross Schultz joins us, North Harrison head coach with the victory tonight for the Cougars, 55-39. And talking to Ashton Minton, the West Washington head coach, before, he said the key tonight is going to be who gets to the paint more. The team that controls the paint's going to win. At least that's what he said in pregame. That turned out to be true because you guys really did a great job on both ends of the floor controlling that lane tonight.
Yes, I think he's exactly right, and that was kind of our emphasis. We have a size advantage on them, at least some strength a little bit. We've grown up over the years, and kids played football, got stronger, so that was definitely an emphasis to get in the paint, whether it's in our post entry or just drive and get in there. And we did a great job of that throughout the game pretty much. Even though first quarter we couldn't buy a layup, thought it was going to come back to bite us, so we just kept after it, and it worked out.
Well, it was easier to buy a vowel on Wheel of Fortune than it was for you guys to get a layup there in that first quarter. But your defense kept you in it, even though you were down 7-2 early on. You countered with a flip 7-2 run to close out the quarter, and that seemed to be a good springboard for you guys going into the second.
Yeah, I think it was. It's just our defense hanging in there. Only let them have 7 through that stretch, so it was not so much a hill to climb. And then once we got over it, we were able to just push and push. And the defense, like it always does for us, ignites our offense.
Yeah, it certainly was the case. You guys definitely were able to get out on the run a lot more and really contested their layups going inside. Obviously, Russell and Brown were giving you problems going to the rim there in that first half. But you guys, I thought, did a better job playing team defense, especially throughout the last 2.5 quarters there. And every time they went inside, they had somebody there ready to meet them at some point.
Yeah, we did a good job having our help side there and then not over-helping, which has been a problem sometimes when we over-help on the shooters. But for the most part, we did a good job with that, getting better and better every game, and that's the key. That's what you want to do.
Absolutely. And of course, you had to deal with Nevin Mars, who's 6'7", and he presented a couple of problems here or there tonight, especially on the defensive end. But I thought, especially Corey and Garrett, having to deal with him on the inside, they did a really nice job with them, trying to neutralize him, and those guys really shined with the way they were able to participate on the inside especially.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good height advantage on us, but we were physical with him, and he got a couple buckets in there, but we did our best on him, and you're right. If we can just control that and then limit the guard play. Of course, Hayden was real tough. He's a strong player when he gets in there and posts. That's tough to deal with for Talon. Talon's a great guard, but he doesn't quite have the strength yet to stop that. But, man, he did a great job on the outside for him.
Yeah, it definitely did there. And, I mean, just got to credit the way the guys were able to play defense tonight. But then it seemed like in the second quarter the offense kind of started to find its stride a little bit more there. You guys were attacking the rim pretty well, and you guys were also able to get some drive and kick action going, and it seemed like you had their man-to-man defense in scramble mode there.
Yeah, that was the game plan, drive and kick, make them play, and then, of course, try to hit the post when you can. But, yeah, I think I kept telling them, once we start hitting our shots, I know we will, it'll balloon this lead a little bit if you keep playing that defense.
Right.
And they did, and then we got a few to fall. Caden finally got one to fall. I think it was maybe 1 for 6 from 3, but every one of them looked good. I'm not mad at any of those shots. And, of course, the other guys, too. We played an unselfish game. That's what you got to do.
Well, that's the key, too, Ross. As you know, obviously, when you're taking perimeter shots, you don't want to be haphazard about it. You want to take it within the context of what you're running on offense. And even if those shots aren't going in, you still want those guys to be able to have the confidence to step up and shoot those shots.
That's right. You don't want to ever limit them and get their confidence down, because then it's just a cycle and it goes the wrong way. So we won't ever do that for sure.
Well, Bryce obviously hit a big 3 there in the second, gave you guys the lead. I think it was tied at 13, and then he made it 16-13, and that 3 sparked you guys on a 10-4 run to close out the half, and you guys had to be feeling a lot more confident going into halftime after that.
Yeah, that was big. I think Logan hit one earlier, but other than that, that was the first kind of outside shot, and it was just good to see Bryce do it. He got into foul trouble, so he didn't get as much playing time second half. But I'm proud of the other guys because he's our defensive leader. No one can argue that.
Right.
For us to keep that up with him on the bench, that's a proud moment for us.
Well, that third quarter certainly was pivotal, too, with you guys being able to continue to attack, get to the free throw line. Dawson, Bryce, Garrett, Corey all getting inside, and then you guys really gummed up West Washington's offense, and it seemed like you kind of had them on their heels there for a good 3 or 4 minutes. That really made a difference for you guys there.
Yeah, I think we got them kind of rushing, kind of like we tend to do when we're down and we're taking quick shots,
Right.
tough shots, so it was good to see it turn around on the other team. But, yeah, we're old. We're seniors. They're good, strong junior squad, they're going to be really tough next year.
No doubt. Well, of course, they got the last basket there at the end of the third, so you kind of wondered maybe that would give them a spark. But to your guys' credit, they just kept doing what they did in that third quarter on the defensive end. It sparked the offense more, and you guys were also able to force a lot of turnovers with a team that really does a good job taking care of the basketball, too.
Yeah, I'm proud of our guys. It's just mainly effort, getting your hands out. We did a great job with that. And then we broke their press pretty well, and, of course, they had to get into it to try to get back in the game, but that helped us kind of push it out to finish the game off.
Of course, you come into an atmosphere tonight. You know the crowd's going to be good with it being homecoming night, so you want the guys to play well. And it was just great because everybody who came in there did something that made a difference for the team tonight. And it seems like that's starting to come together as the season goes along, as you guys get into February now.
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty good team chemistry going. Ryland's been out a lot, so I don't know if I was going to put him or not, but Corey had something with the shoes. I'm like, Ryland, you ready? He goes in there and does a great job and ended up pretty much finishing the game out. So, yeah, it's kind of just everybody be ready to get in there and get after it.
Well, he knocked down 4 free throws there in the fourth quarter, and that certainly helped you guys keep West Washington at arm's length there. I mean, the fact you guys were up 20 after the way that first half went, pretty impressive, but it just shows that constant effort you've been looking for 4 quarters, it just continues to build as you go through the season here.
That's right. We've seen flashes of it last year and maybe the first half of this year, but finally getting to where we're 4 quarters, a good defensive team, and we're good enough offensively that we can hang if we're playing that good defense.
I mentioned you guys forcing them to turn it over. You guys, again, just like last week, did a great job taking care of the basketball. That turnover average has been coming down as the season's gone along, and tonight, again, single digits in the turnover department.
That's great. We talked about Logan Hune having his 2 and being upset. Well, he was excited. He says he had 0. I hope he's right. If not, he did a great job handling the ball, too. So,
yeah, he did a great job today, absolutely. And obviously, you guys were unselfish in the half court as well, did a good job with your spacing and ball movement. It's really fun to watch when these guys are sharing the ball the way they are and when they're moving with purpose as well.
Yep, and just, pumping each other up, and they did a great job with that. I think they're kind of growing up in that way. It's kind of a selfless team, and that's the best teams you can get.
Well, Ross, I think this was worth getting out of the house for a little bit tonight after being in all week and just kind of being away from each other, having those 2 days of practice. But, I mean, the guys looked really good, a lot like the Lanesville game last week.
Yeah, other than those few layups at the start, but the energy, the effort, yeah, it was 100% like we had all week of practice, which we did not. But I can tell them that they looked okay without practice. They won't want to do it. Yeah, it was a great effort.
Well, of course, too, it's important to get a win in this building. You guys won in the old building against Eastern 2 weeks ago. Hadn't won here since the Salem game last year. So for the guys to get their first win in their normal home building, that's also big as well.
Absolutely. I'm always big on winning this building, and I thought we played some good ball early in the year. A couple teams got really hot. Didn't play so great against Floyd, but, yeah, just we were making sure we were coming away with that one tonight. We didn't want to get a few more.
Well, you guys start now a stretch on the schedule where you go on the road for the next 3 games. You also get a chance to wrap up conference play next week. Charlestown coming up on Thursday, Salem on Saturday, afternoon game at 1:30 for the varsity, 12 noon for the JV. So tough stretch coming up here against sectional and conference opponents here, starting with a really good Charlestown team Thursday night.
Yeah, they're going to be one of those more talented teams we've seen. We've seen some talented ones. And, of course, Salem, they're having a great year, and it just doesn't stop from there. I think we have 4 games about 8 days, so we've got to stay healthy and just have some good practices and get ready to get after it.
Or hoping that the warm-up comes to fruition next week, too. Turn this around because it's going to be another chilly day tomorrow and into Sunday as well. So hopefully that'll improve and you guys can get some more quality time in the gym, too.
That's right. We're ready for in-person school, and let's get it going.
No doubt. Well, a great win tonight on homecoming night for the guys as North Harrison improves to 7-8 with a 55-39 win over West Washington on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Ross, thank you for joining us at our post-game coverage. We appreciate it as always. Congratulations on the win tonight, and we'll see you all coming up here. I think Crawford County is our next scheduled game with you guys on February 13th here at home.
Sounds great. Thanks for coming out. You do a lot for those that can't get out, like my mom and dad. I know they're listening, so shout out to them. Thanks, David.
Appreciate that, Ross. Thank you. Ross Schultz joining us here at our post-game show as the Cougars win tonight 55-39 over West Washington, holding the Senators to 40 points for just the second time this season. And shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Schultz who are listening tonight as well. Appreciate them tuning in to our broadcast tonight here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Let's take a look at the shooting and scoring for the 2 teams here tonight. A physical game between these two. And the Cougars able to hold off the Senators, winning this game, running away with it in the second half, getting up by 20 points there in that fourth quarter of play. So we'll go over the scoring first for West Washington, who had one player in double figures tonight. Their leading scorer, Holden Russell, had 12. He came in averaging 13 a game coming into tonight. Russell only had 6 points in the first two quarters of play, 1 out of 2 at the line in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, he scored 5 points on 1 basket for 2 and then a 3-point play that he converted late. So Russell ends up with 12 to lead the Senators here tonight. Colton Brown had 9 points in this one. He scored all of that in the middle quarters. Colton got 2 layups in the second quarter off drives, buried a tray in the third, and then knocked down a pair of free throws there in that third quarter. So Brown ends up with 9 points tonight for West Washington. Senators had a bunch of guys that scored tonight, and Brady Rosenbaum was among the other scorers. He had 5 in this one, 2 in the first quarter, 2 in the third, and 1 out of 2 there in the fourth quarter. So he finishes with 5 points. Bryce Heischman made an early 3, got fouled, missed the free throw, and then made 1 of 2 free throws in the third quarter. So Heischman, the Floyd Central transfer, ends up scoring 4 points tonight. Meanwhile, Brennan Sears, the senior, 6'3" forward, comes off the bench in the fourth quarter. He knocks down a tray to finish his night with 3 points. Devin Mars, wide open basket in the second quarter for 2. He finishes with 2 points tonight. Jack Armstrong got an offensive rebound basket in the fourth quarter. The 5'9" senior got that to go for his 6th point of the season, finishing with 2 points on the night. Tucker Bishop with a 2-pointer, the freshman, getting that shot in the paint in the fourth quarter to round out the scoring for the Senators. Hayden Morrow and Nash Abels got quality time tonight. Sam Ledgerwood and Cash Packwood as well. None of those guys scored, though, for the Senators, who knocked down just 7 out of 22 shots over the final 2 quarters after shooting 8 of 16 in the first half. And West Washington ends up shooting just 39%. The Cougars limiting a team that was shooting 50% from the field coming in to just 39% tonight, 15 out of 38 from the floor, as West Washington just couldn't get any kind of offensive rhythm in that second half of play. 3-point shooting was difficult as well. Neither team did very well outside. The Senators were 2 out of 9 over the final 2 quarters from 3-point range, and they finished 3 out of 13 tonight for 23%. Free throw shooting was also a struggle in the second half. The Senators got all their free throws over the final 2 quarters. They only made 6 out of 12 tonight for just 50%, a team that's been shooting 67% on free throws all season. For the North Harrison Cougars, a bunch of guys got in the scoring column tonight. In fact, 9 different Cougars scored. The only double-digit scorer was Logan Hune. He had 11 points in this one, 6 in the first half, 5 in the second half. Logan knocked down a couple of free throws in the third quarter, along with a 3 there in the fourth, for that total of 11 points. Dawson Sen, the homecoming king, ended up having a pretty good night for the Cougars. He scored 9 in this one, 2 in the second quarter, 5 in the third quarter, and then 2 more in the fourth. Dawson got a couple of baskets for 2 and 1 of 2 free throws in that third quarter to give him that total of 9. Corey Burson scored 8 tonight, all in the first 3 quarters, 2 in the first on free throws, a basket in the second quarter, and then 2 more buckets in the third. Burson ends up with 8 tonight. Bryce Fessel had a pretty good night on both ends of the floor. Did get into some foul trouble there, as Ross mentioned. Had 5 in the second quarter on a 3 and a 2, then another 2 in the third, as Fessel finished his night with 7 points. 6 points for Talon Lewis, 4 in the first quarter, 2 in the fourth. And then for Caden Hain, all 5 of his points came in the second half. He went 2 out of 6 at the free throw line tonight, and then buried a late tray to get him to a total of 5 points. Garrett Tucker, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. He scored 4. Rylan Shank came in the fourth quarter, all 4 of his points on free throws tonight. And Preston Wellman, the senior guard, 1 out of 2 on free throws there in the fourth quarter to round out the scoring for North Harrison. Taden Rader got in there in the latter stages, along with Jake Roof, Braden Fouts, and Eli Vogler. None of those guys scored tonight, as the Cougars struggled to knock down shots throughout the night. They were 8 of 22 in the first 2 quarters, knocked down 10 out of 25 in the second half. They only shoot 18 out of 47 tonight, but considering they haven't been in the gym all week, that's really not terrible considering the way the defense played tonight, but neither team really able to get any kind of consistent rhythm as far as their shooting went. So the Cougars at 38% from the floor. They were 2 out of 8 from behind the arc in the second half. They shoot 4 out of 18 from distance tonight, good for 22%. And on free throws, 10 out of 16 over the final 2 quarters. and they shoot just 15 out of 23 tonight for 65% from the free throw line, but outscoring the Senators by 9 from the line. The Cougars came in 70% on free throws and actually surpassed their average of 15 attempts at the line per game by 8 in this one, going 15 out of 23 for 65%. It was tied at 9 at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter is where North Harrison took the lead and never gave it up again, outscoring the Senators 14-8, making it 23-17 at halftime in North Harrison's favor. The third quarter was where the Cougars kind of put this away for good, outscoring West Washington 16-9, making the score 39-26 going into the fourth. And in that fourth quarter, the Senators tried to put together one last push, but couldn't get the traction they needed as North Harrison won the fourth quarter 16-13. And they go on to win tonight 55-39 on homecoming night, on a night where the Cougars led by as much as 20 here at home. Dawson Sen, the homecoming king, the homecoming queen, was Grace Goldman here tonight. Taking a look at the rebounds in this one, the Cougars win that matchup 30-22 over the Senators. West Washington had 4 offensive rebounds among that 22 total. Colton Brown, the leader on the glass tonight, had 5 rebounds, 1 on the offensive end. Brady Rosenbaum, 4 rebounds, 1 offensive for him. Meanwhile, Nash Abels and Nevin Mars both had 3 rebounds tonight, all defensive boards for those guys. Holden Russell and Hayden Morrow hauled in 2 rebounds apiece. Jack Armstrong had 2 offensive rebounds, and Tucker Bishop with 1 defensive rebound tonight for the Senators. 22 total, 4 offensive rebounds. The Cougars had 30 rebounds, 11 on the offensive end tonight. Bryce Fessel finished with the lead, co-leader actually, with Corey Burson. Both of those guys had 6 rebounds. Burson hauled in 3 offensive rebounds, while Fessel grabbed 2 offensive boards among those 6 total. Caden Hain, 5 rebounds, all defensive tonight. Garrett Tucker had 5 rebounds as well, 2 of those on the offensive end. Meantime, Talon Lewis, 3 rebounds for him, 1 on the offensive end. Dawson Sen, 2 rebounds, both on the offensive glass. 1 offensive rebound for Ryland Shank. Eli Vogler had a defensive rebound, as did Logan Hune. 30 total rebounds tonight, 11 on the offensive end for the Cougars. Turnovers were really good for North Harrison tonight. 4 turnovers in each half. They only turned it over 8 times in total, just like they did last week at Lanesville. And that'll pull that average of 12 turnovers per game down a little further. The Senators uncharacteristically turned the ball over a lot tonight. 9 in the first half, 7 in the second half. They turned it over 16 times, doubling up North Harrison in that category. The Senators dished out 4 assists on 15 made shots. Holden Russell had 2 assists, 1 for Hayden Morrow and 1 for Jack Armstrong. Meantime, the Cougars dished out 12 assists on 18 made shots tonight. Caden Hain, 3 assists, led the way there. Talon Lewis and Dawson Sen, along with Garrett Tucker, all had 2 assists apiece tonight for the Cougars. Logan Hune, Bryce Fessel, and Corey Burson all dish out 1 assist apiece tonight, 12 total on 18 made shots for North Harrison, en route to a 55-39 win over West Washington on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. We'll take one more break. We'll come back and wrap things up with our Davis Crushstone postgame show and preview tomorrow night's matchup with Brownstown Central at Corridon Central. You're listening to coverage of North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Chris Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
North Harrison wraps up the win tonight. The JV team wins, I think it was 47-43 or 46-42 earlier this evening, while the varsity Cougars go on to beat West Washington 55-39, and the Senators now 12-4. Their 6-game win streak is has come to an end tonight, while the Cougars are now 7-8 on the season, winners of 3 of their last 4. And they also snapped that home losing streak here in the current Cougar Den with this victory tonight. Prior to tonight, the Cougars were 0-5 in the building this season after losing their last 3 here last year. So they snap an 8-game losing streak in this building, but they do get their second home win of the season. After starting 0-4, the Cougars came in 1-5 tonight. They're now 2-5 on their at home this season, while West Washington falls to 7-2 on the road. The Senators are scheduled to be back in action tomorrow afternoon, taking on Lanesville. That will be a 1 o'clock tip-off for the junior varsity, with the tip-off coming up at 2:30 for the varsity tomorrow afternoon. Here, or that'll be over at Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, as the Senators will take on Lanesville in a matinee matchup there before they host Crawford County on Thursday night on the week of girls sectional, and then they'll travel to Borden on Tuesday, February the 10th, to take on the Braves. So the Senators will have a chance to get back on track tomorrow evening, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, when Lanesville will make their way to West Washington to Ron Smith Court inside Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium. For the Cougars, they are now off tomorrow. Their game with Madison got postponed to February 10th. So the Cougars will not play again until Thursday night. They'll head to the Charlestown Sports Arena to take on the always tough Pirates down there. That game will be a 6 o'clock start for the JV, with the varsity around 7:30. Meantime, we will be back at it again tomorrow evening with the North Harrison-Madison game postponed. We will be traveling to Corydon. We'll just be down the road a few miles tomorrow as the Panthers at number 11 in Class 3A take on number 9 in Class 3A, Brownstown Central. Braves, obviously a very tough matchup over the years for the Panthers, as this weekend, specifically with Paoli involved, is always a difficult doubleheader weekend for this Corydon Central team. Brownstown, number 9 in Class 3A, that came into the weekend with a 9-3 record. It appears Lane Pendleton has returned to the lineup, the best player for the Braves after missing the early season due to an injury he suffered during football season. So the Braves will be a very tough matchup tomorrow. The Panthers just flat out got drubbed tonight on the road at Paoli. The number 2 team in 2A rolled over the Panthers by a final score of 79-45 at D.E. Chambers Gymnasium on James Babcock Court in Paoli. So a really difficult night for the Panthers. They'll try to shake that off and come back tomorrow when they take on Brownstown. So we'll have that game for you here on 96.9 WKLO, JV at 6, varsity around 7:30 with pregame around 7:15, presented by Davis Crush Stone tomorrow right here on 96.9 WKLO. Meanwhile, the score update from Henryville, the Hornets leading South Central at Herman Furnish Gymnasium at the end of 3 quarters, 54-33 the score there. Speaking of Brownstown, taking on Charlestown tonight, the Pirates and the Braves in a battle there. Brownstown actually wins that one 51-46. So the Braves are now going to be 10-3 coming into the matchup with the Panthers tomorrow evening, while Corydon themselves, with the loss to Paoli tonight, dropped to 13-4. The Panthers have lost 2 of their last 3 now. So again, we'll have that game for you tomorrow. Brownstown Central at Corydon Central right here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming online at WKLO969.com, on our YouTube channel, WKLO 96.9, and on your Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO. And with that win tonight, the Braves are now 3-2 in the Mid-Southern Conference, while Charlestown falls to 2-2 in conference play. Mentioned earlier, Floyd Central got the victory in girls basketball over Corydon Central, 62-39, the final in that one. The Lady Highlanders end the regular season with a victory, or 62-36. The Lady Panthers will come into sectional play Tuesday night down at Charlestown with an 11-11 record. They'll take on Madison in the second game. We'll have that for you here on 96.9 WKLO. Tip-off around 7:45. Pre-game coverage will start 15 to 20 minutes prior to tip-off down at Charlestown on Tuesday. Other boys' scores around the area tonight. Bar Reeve handled Shoals 63-26, the final there. Columbus East squeaks by East Central 53-51, the final in that one. And let's see, other scores tonight. Don't see anything else from around the area outside of Providence knocking off Christian Academy 46-29, the final in that one. So as we close up shop for the night, we'd like to thank all of our great sponsors: Harrison County Hospital, Denny's Carpet, Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services in Corydon, Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany, Bender Lumber, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage in Paoli, Jiffy Tax Shack in Tazewell, and Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. Most of all, thanks to you for listening to our North Harrison boys basketball broadcast tonight. Again, the final score on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard in varsity play tonight: the North Harrison Cougars knock off number 13 in Class A, the West Washington Senators, by a final count of 55-39. Logan Hune leading the Cougars with 11 points tonight as 9 different players scored. Holden Russell led West Washington with 12 in the loss. Senators have Lanesville tomorrow afternoon, JV at 1, varsity at 2:30. While North Harrison is back in action next Thursday on the road at Charlestown. We thank you for listening to our broadcast and for listening to our post-game coverage presented by Davis Crushed Stone. Located at 8605 Big John Road in DePaul. For all of your crushed stone, lime, and aggregate needs, call Davis Crushed Stone at 812-347-2707. We'll join Indiana Sports Talk with Bob Lovell in progress coming up as we sign off for the night, and I'll be on later tonight to talk about this matchup between the Cougars and the Senators. For our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton saying have a great night from here inside the Cougar Den on the campus of North Harrison High School here in the town of Ramsey. Keep your heads held high, love each other, be a light in your community, and may God bless America. Join us again tomorrow night for Corydon Central boys basketball. They host Brownstown Central, JV at 6, varsity around 7:30 with pregame for us beginning around 7:15 tomorrow evening. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. You've been listening to coverage of North Harrison Cougars basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
This broadcast on Real Country 96.9 WKLO has been made possible by our incredible community sponsors: Davis Crushed Stone, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Denny's Carpet, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage, Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services, Prosser Career Education Center. Thanks for supporting local athletes, local schools, and local radio. This has been Real Country 96.